Good morning, everyone.
Good
Welcome
morning.
to the first official coffee corner of the new school year. And I know that I have taken a little bit of a break from doing the live streams and all that kind of stuff, unless I was kind of on with Christy, who is on with me this morning on her commute to work. But I'm like, you know what? Things are going a lot better. I'm feeling a lot more zen. And so we are going to bring these back. So we were talking about something backstage, and I didn't have time to finish my comment. So I'm going to go ahead and finish it now. So I give a little backstory on what I'm telling Christy. Last year, I was making $9.25 an hour when I was in the classroom, and when I was on the bus, I was making $10.25. So I got a dollar extra, like special pay to be on the bus. And then at the end of the school year, we got an email stating that we were going to be getting a raise, and this was from the co-op because we're kind of like on loan to the schools that we work at through the special education co-op. And so we're like, oh, okay, cool. We'll find out what that is probably in August. Well, the school district I work for requires the minutes of the Board of Education meeting to be sent to all staff. That includes paras. And so we got this email from Board of Education minutes that stated that a representative from the co-op came to give a presentation, and they had approved, good morning, Cool Gamer, and a raise to minimum for all of the paras to be $11. And look who's on this one. Look who's away.
Sammy!
I'm always awake this time now.
She lives. I wasn't sure. And so then they're like, like a day later, the co-op sent an email that stated, since one of the school districts already released, what the rate, the raise is, we sending an email to let everyone know that the base rate has been changed to $11, and you will be, everyone who has worked for the district will be, your pay will be adjusted accordingly. So because this is my third year, I get $11.90.
Nice.
So, but yeah, so then I had to sub for what they call a specialized para. And that is someone who works more than 3 or more hours with a one-on-one student, which would be like a child with autism, special needs, that kind of thing. And so I sent an email to the co-op and I said, hey, am I supposed to be receiving specialized pay for working with the student for a full day? What we try to do with those particular students is we try to do what we call sub within, because when you throw someone like, let's say Sammy has contacted the school district and said, hey, if you need a substitute, I can substitute as I can be a para or a teacher's aide 3 days a week, max. And so they call Sammy and like, hey, can you come sub? We have someone gone on Monday. And Sammy would say, yeah, sure, I can do that. So instead of putting Sammy with one of our really special needs students, because one, Sammy doesn't know how to deal with that. 2, the student doesn't know them and is not going to react well to working with someone they don't know. We do what's called sub within. They take someone like me who I actually work with this particular student for like a couple times in the morning when they don't have a specialized para available. So they split it up. They put me with that student so that the student knows who I am, it already has a relationship with me, and isn't completely confused of why I am there. What they would do is Sammy would be subbing for me and I am subbing for the other specialized para. So when I do that, I actually make $12.66 an hour.
That's awesome.
So we were talking about that because we were discussing something I've got going on with
Yeah.
work, and I can't actually discuss it on live, but
Right.
it is interesting to hear like everybody's different worlds in their careers and things and what goes on, and we were just talking about that with school districts too, because Lena's school district doesn't have city schools versus county schools. They have, thank you. They have both city and county going to the same school. Whereas here we have, if your child lives in the city, they go to a school that is a city school. If they live in the county, they go to a school that is a county school. And the way the system works, like for snow days, is like the county is likely to be closed when the city's not, because the buses can't get to all the bus stops within the county on that particular type of snow day, whereas in the city they might be able to. So it's definitely like interesting to see, even within we're 6 hours away from each other, maybe slightly more. Our life culture is completely different just based on being in a different state.
Well, I'm going to take it one step further, because see, we have multiple towns that are in one school district, because our school district is technically Marion Florence USD 408, because the city of Marion and the city of Florence are too small demographically to have schools, each have a school. So they actually, Marion is the bigger of the two towns, so they actually bus the country kids and the Florence kids into Marion. So we are, Hillsborough is Hillsborough, Lehigh, Durham. It is a 3-town school district, not including kids that live in the country. And then Kansas has is passing a law called the right to education, or freedom to education. And it states that, because before, like if like say I had a child who was a school age, even though I worked in Marion, I would have to write a letter to the school board asking for permission for my out of district student to attend that school. And they could either approve or deny it based on, maybe, do they feel that there's already too many of that class number? Because they really try to hold our classes at the 22, 23 students per class that it is. And so, but now if they are actually passed this bill, anyone can go to any school. Like if someone from Wichita decided, maybe they live in Wichita and for some random reason work in Marion, instead of having their kid go to school in Wichita, they could just come to open enrollment and enroll their child, and they don't have to get permission for that. So all of a sudden you have gone from these schools, having to like almost apply to send your child to a different district in the public school system, to schools are going to almost be fighting for students, because it's going to depend on parents are going to go, well, this school is a blue ribbon school, so, which is like a nationally like recognized school for excellence. And so that school may have this big, huge influx of students come in. So now all of a sudden, on top of having to worry about everything else, this in the state of Kansas, we're having to worry about, are we going to have jobs? Because are we going to lose a ton of kids? Or, oh my gosh, are we going to start getting an influx of students? Because, parents are like, oh my gosh, the Wichita schools are crazy. They, in the first week of school, they had 3 kids try to bring guns. They actually had to put in those metal detectors like you go through at the airport at all of their high schools.
See, it's even interesting to hear that too, because our schools, we have something called a Magnum school, and that's what you're calling your more prestigious school, like I don't want to call it higher education because it's not college classes, but it's like it's like the Yale of high schools, if you will. Like,
Yeah.
it's a
Right.
magnet school. That's what we call it. And you have to actually apply and then test to get into that school. But they only admit so many. So on the flip side, the public schools, which it's still considered a public school, but you have to apply to get in. On the flip side, our public schools now have a program called Honors College, which is where it's almost like a dual enrollment where you're graduating with your associate's degree at the same time you're graduating with your high school diploma, which is what my son is in.
Right.
And not all schools have that. And, obviously between the city and county schools, there are favorites from others. For example, the school my son goes to, last year at the graduation for the seniors, somebody got shot and killed. So there's people that are scared to go to school at this school. But they only allot so many what they call zone exemptions per school district. So once those zone exemptions where somebody has applied for a zone exemption to be able to go to a different school are taken, there are no more.
Right. And that's what we used to have. But like I said, the state of Kansas is trying to pass this bill where it's called the Freedom of Education or Right to Education Act or whatever it is. And it doesn't matter. There's not going to be, the schools aren't going to be able to put a cap on where, how many kids from out of, can apply out of your district.
Yeah.
And we are actually 12 hours away from each other, but still, that's not
12. Okay.
Super far. It's not super far in the grand scheme of things.
My school districts is based because we have 6 high schools just in the Fort Collins alone. So mine is based off of your zip code.
Mm-hmm.
But like if you're in Wellington where they only have 1 high school, like you can say, well, I want my kid to go to this high school. But even in the city, you could say, I want my kid to go to Fossil because I like their teachers better or something like that. But you just have to do the open enrollment thing. But ours is off of Poudre School District, and Poudre School District is all across Colorado.
I don't really know how they do our zoning because we've been rezoned 3 times since my kids have been in school. And the zoning map is really weird because it's all but like janky. But I will tell you that there's a road. I'm in here. This road is like an old country road because I live kind of out in the country. And I'm in a neighborhood off that road. If you cross the road to the other side, and I'm just talking like it's less than half a mile. It's literally maybe a fourth of a mile, not even that. Like I can see the other side of the road from my house. That other side of the road is zoned for another school. So, and it's weird because my neighborhood is zoned for 3 different schools depending on what grade level you're in. So 3 different school buses come from 3 different schools come through my neighborhood.
Good grief.
Yeah, so it's just kind of interesting. So yesterday, so you guys know that Sam has been having a lot of problems with his ankle. He was out of work for 3 days, beginning of August because of it. He's been to the doctor so many times. Well, the Wednesday before Sam got sick, and for those of you who don't know, Sam was homesick with COVID. I have had to mask up at work all last week, and I have to actually mask up all this next week at school as well, even though I've tested negative. He's like, it's just not looking any better. I think I need to go back in. I said, okay, that's fine. Like, our copay's covered. So I happened to be on break when the doctor called, and she's like, Dr. Josh, who's his primary care, said that he can't do anything more for Sam. And I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, so we're going to have him see the wound specialist here at the hospital. Like, oh, okay. So Sam went to that appointment, and she is like, quit putting the triple antibiotic ointment on it. I think you're allergic to it. what it looks like is that this is caused by your MS, which is what Sam thought. And I'm like, okay, you know more than I do. What it is, it's an ulcer that has formed in his ankle because of bad blood flow. So she's like, I want you to wear the long, tall compression socks to help, keep blood flowing. She's like, don't wear them to bed, but, pretty much the rest of the time, wear them. And he's like, okay. So in the course of 1, doing that, 2, being pretty much home for a week with COVID, his ankle looks so much better. So yesterday, and I learned something else yesterday that I will tell you in a minute. Sam's like, let's go on a walk. And I'm like, okay. So for our other trip vlogs, we've started like prepare our month out, preparing for Disney stuff. In July, we started it at like 30 days and like 60 days or something, and kind of documented it. We started this year's at 87 days, I think is what was yesterday, on our walk. And we walked our whole long route. And he's like, it feels really good. I'm the one with the blister now. I learned that the way you judge tennis shoes as an adult is not the same way you do as a child. It's not just, oh yeah, your toes are at the end, you can wiggle them and you run around a little bit and you buy them. Apparently that's not how you buy tennis shoes as an adult. And Sam goes, this explains so much of why you buy tennis shoes and then you complain that they hurt your feet. Like, no one's ever told me any different.
Yeah, running shoes are supposed to be a half a size bigger than what you actually wear. So it gives room for any kind of swelling if you're going to be running a lot. So same for walking. Mm-hmm. And you like the best thing to do if you're going to be walking or running a lot is go to a place that can like test your walking, the way you walk. Fleet Feet is the one here, but there's other places, and you don't have to buy your shoes from them, and it's a free test because their shoes are expensive. Let's be real. But it's a free test, and they will put you on a treadmill. It's not a treadmill, but it's like this thing that kind of like
monitors your walk.
Yeah, it examines your foot and where you're putting your pressure and everything. And once they've done that, they'll actually advise what brand of shoes. Like they'll say, for this brand, you would want this shoe. For this brand, you would want this shoe. And also, and I would also suggest an insert, and they would describe the insert. And you don't have to buy it there. Well, this is at Fleet Feet. I don't know about other places, but Fleet Feet, which is here, they're really good about not requiring you to buy stuff there. And they will fit you in the best shoe for you for walking and running. And usually the shoes are a bit more pricey because they're running shoes. But there are also still some that are very affordable that would fit into everyone's shoe, like that one that they need. There's a range, like anywhere from like Reebok all the way up to the fancy Cloud ones. So,
we thought it was maybe my socks were too thin because this is like after Sam picked me up, we were a couple blocks from the house. So Sam came home, picked me up. We drove to McPherson and picked up some like thicker socks, thinking that would be the issue. And we're sitting here trying to figure out why my shoes are pinching so bad. And I looked at him and I go, I tried these on without socks.
Mm.
He's like, what do you mean? I go, remember we randomly decided to buy shoes and all they had were those like those footy things. And he's like, oh yeah, try them on without socks. I put them on without socks and they don't hurt. So
yeah.
I ordered some socks off of Amazon. They're the same ones that I got at the Fit to Run store before the 5K in January. I think they're called Feedums. I really liked them.
Are they the ones with the compression around like the center of the foot?
Yes, they're
Those
called
are good.
Features. Features Elite Max Cushion No Show Tab running socks. I really like them. I got them in pink and in January, and I got these purple ones. They're actually mauve. It's lilac mauve, and that's a running joke in my family because when we asked my dad what color he wants something, he goes mauve. So I'll randomly go to Home Depot and find like a strip of purple paint samples that'll have mauve on it and give it to him. Here you go, here's your mauve. So I bought mauve running socks. And so what we decided to do is I'm going to wear these tennis shoes around without socks for right now to try to like help break them in a little bit more. And then the socks are supposed to be here on Wednesday. And if in a month or like mid-October, if they're still not feeling great, we're going to take my running socks and go back to the store. And Sam's like, I will help you figure out how to buy tennis shoes. And I'm like, I didn't know. Like, I thought it was the same way of buying tennis shoes as a kid, like as an adult that you do as a kid. I didn't know. And he's like, this explains so much.
I mean, in a sense, there are still things on it, but I would recommend not just running up and down, like walking around and like walk in your natural habitat. If they feel a little tight, be like, okay, the shoe, because all shoes they're all cut differently. They run differently. Some sizes run bigger than other sizes. So, like, of course, check your toe, but like, that's kind of where that half a size is, anyways. That thumb between your big toe and the front of the shoe is that half a size. So, doing that is okay, but it's just like, walk around a little bit. Bring different sizes of socks so that way if you're in a different sock, you're like, okay, well, would this work? Would this work?
So apparently I wanted something at 35 that Sammy already knew, and she's younger than I am. So I could,
Sammy also was a manager at a shoe store, so
does Lena look 68 to you?
No.
Oh gosh. She's gonna tell you that story.
So on Tuesday, when I was doing my specialized subbing, at the very end of the day, I went into the classroom I normally am, and one of the first graders, I still love her, goes, Miss Lena, how old are you? And I'm thinking, okay, what's this conversation been like that they're wanting to? I'm like, well, and I'm thinking, okay, we just celebrated my birthday, so maybe they're trying to figure out something. And I go, but I asked the wrong question. I said the student's name, and I said, how old do you think I am? 68? Okay. No, I'm 35. And she goes, oh, you look like you're 68.
I get told, little kids do that all the time. One of my,
because they don't know that they don't know how to
age.
Yeah, I've been told that I looked like I was 80 once, and I was like, dang, I look good for 80. Thank you.
And then I'm like, man, if I look this good at 68, I'll be doing pretty good. But the teacher, the classroom teacher, who is older than I am, about lost it. And the very next day, I see the same student in the hall, and she goes, Miss Lena, and I said, yes. You're not 68, right? I said, no, honey, I'm 35. And the principal's walking by, and he goes, why do you think she's 68? Well, she looks like she could be someone's grandma.
Okay, but to be fair, there's a lot of young grandmas out there.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't even know how to respond. And I'm like, just please don't.
I work with a lady. Well, I don't directly work with her. She works for the same company, but she used to sit near me when we were in the office. And she's, I want to say 46, and she has like 9 grandbabies.
I know like people that were like in their late 30s when they had grandkids. Like my old best friend, she was a 16 and pregnant lady, so her mom was still really young when she became a grandma. Don't be offended. This means you're a hot grandma.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh.
I mean, if you really wanted to, Sam, close your ears. He's not even there, is he? He's at work.
He's at work, but sometimes he listens to the stream.
Are you not working?
Huh?
Is Lena not working today?
It's an in-service day, isn't it?
It's an in-service day. I was actually scheduled to have my well woman exam with like my pap smear and stuff today, but my doctor's out sick. So they have to reschedule it. So I get to put that off another month.
Lucky you.
Oh, so what I was saying is like, Sam, close your ears. You're one of those grandmas that's 68 years old, but you're hot, so you can get you some young little rich man that like is rich because of the internet.
Get you a grandpa.
Or yeah, get you a rich grandpa.
Sugar grandpa.
Oh my gosh, you guys. So yesterday, anyway, during the day, Sam and I actually recorded two videos for our Christmas at Disney vlog. And one will go up in October, and one will go up at the towards the end of our trip videos. We came up with a list of all kinds of free things at Disney, like that maybe are extra things you can do like in the parks or at the resorts, and we compiled them into a list.
I know one.
What?
Because if you're staying in the hotel, you get a free little coupon.
Right, that's in there. Magical Extras is in there.
What'd she say?
The Magical Extras, when you book a package, you get the coupons for the free pet golf.
Oh, yep. Resort
That's
hopping.
the only one I know.
Yep, that's on the list.
Oh yeah, because you could go wherever.
It's one.
The pool is free. Movie night is free.
Resort activities is on there. So it's in no particular order on my list, and in the video, it's in no particular order because we just read them off of the list. But I'm typing them up and putting them in a PDF document that I'm going to link in the video, so that if people wanted to, they can like print it out. So
did you put live performances at Disney Springs on your list?
Yep, we did.
Awesome.
So if someone is watching and you don't know what Magical Extras are, this is something that actually used to be mailed to you. And what is really funny is if you go and ask for it at the resort, this one is from our July trip, it says it has actually been prepaid. The postage has actually been paid for this, but they do not mail them anymore.
I wonder why.
I don't know, but they have already paid for the shipping. See? Pre-sort, first class, U.S. postage paid, Walt Disney Company. So Disney, why are you paying for postage and not mailing them?
Well, I mean, that's the same with the Magic Band now. I don't know about all Magic Bands, but the Magic Band Plus, when I ordered mine, they said it will be ready for you when you come for your stay. And I'm like, that's like 9 months away. You could totally mail this to me.
Ours was shipped because we ordered ours on the 11th and it came in on Saturday because we filmed that video Saturday. But anyway,
I only got one of mine when I got mine.
I remember that because I was on the phone with you when you called.
And then it was like weird because then like how it took me forever to find the confirmation and stuff?
Yeah.
I was trying to find it at the parks again and I was like, I can't find it. Like, I don't know. I was like, can you pull up my like call records and stuff like this? And she finally was like, no, here, I'll just give you a credit. I was like, I swear I bought one. I could tell you exactly. And I think I finally found it at like the very end. And I was like, here, see, look, I'm not lying.
So this is what it is. See, this is only if you book a package. If you just book a room only, you do not get this. But we will actually end up with 2 sets of these on our December trip because our trip was so long. We had to break it up into 2 parts because you can only book 14 nights and we are there for 17. So ours is broken up. So this is what it looks like. It says magical extras, and this used to come pre-printed with like your reservation number and all that kind of stuff, but it doesn't anymore. They actually have to get out folders of the stuff and build it for you there. They don't come even built to the resorts. And then it gives you a little like sheet that says where you can use this little card to get extra discounts. So if you're not like an annual pass holder, or you're coming from overseas and you want to make sure to get some discounts, you can get discounts with this card. And
I didn't know you could get discounts with the card. I thought it was only to use putt-putt.
No,
you can get discounts.
That's what these are.
I don't remember all the places, but Basin is one of them.
I didn't know. Like, I think that's new because I didn't know that. And Sam and I bought a lot of stuff at Basin before we realized it. So you can use it to get a discount.
Well, I would have saved a lot of money if I paid attention to that better.
The to-go cart at the Boardwalk, Earl of Sandwich, at Disney Springs, Ghirardelli at Disney Springs, House of Blues Restaurant, Joffrey's Coffee and Tea Company, Paddlefish, Paradiso 37, Planet Hollywood. We would have saved on it there because we ate at Planet Hollywood our first night. Terralina, Crafted Italian, and Wolfgang Puck Express for places to eat. And then places to shop is Basin, the Coke Store, Crystal Arts, Edward Boehner, Ice Forward, Kipling, Melissa Shoes, Origins, Orlando Stroller Rentals, Pro Shops at Walt Disney World Golf, Senku, Sugar Boo and Company, UGG, and Volcom. So if you're planning to eat at any of these places or shop at any of these places, make sure to check your magical extras. And even if you do the direct to your room, make sure to stop by the front desk at some point and pick up your magical extras card. And then on top of that,
I'm at work. I gotta go.
Okay. Have a good day at work.
Bye, guys.
Bye. On top of that, you get like Sam was saying, you get the miniature golf. You get 4 miniature golf and 4 entries into ESPN Wide World of Sports. Sometimes they have activities going on like baseball tournaments and different things like that. Sam actually on New Year's Day went in 2020 went to a baseball tournament while I was at Animal Kingdom because I had an annual pass and that was my Christmas gift that year that I didn't get to use. No one's fault, but I ended up selling it back to Disney, which was the option that they gave us. You get 4 entries into events like that, and then you get 4 miniature golf. Now, if you have a family bigger than 4, I don't know if they give you like extras or not. Sam and I are only 2, so this is what we get. So literally, we can go play miniature golf twice for absolutely free.
I feel like if people have a family bigger than 4 anyways, they have to get 2 rooms, so then they would get 2 cards.
In theory, yes, and in theory, no. Because you can put up to 5 in a room as long as one is 3 and under. And then you also get 3 luggage tags, and right now they are the 50th tags. This is our second batch of them. We got some.
Maybe I didn't get that thing. Maybe I only got the thing that had like the putt-putt and stuff on it.
This is the thing with the putt-putt.
Oh no, I did get that. Never mind.
And then it does come with the little luggage tag bands to put them on. So I'm really excited. We'll get 2 more sets of these in December, and I'm thinking about putting because we don't need like 6 more of the luggage tags. We'll probably keep a few more of them, but maybe use some in a giveaway for those people who couldn't get to the parks to get one.
That's fun.
But no, I was supposed to. Good morning, PSV.
I'm working and listening too.
Okay, PSV Odyssey, your name startles me every time, and here's why. When we started this channel, it was actually just me. Sam wasn't involved. He was still in the military, and he couldn't be as involved. My channel name was Paper, Scissors, and Vacations Oh My, and people just shortened it to PSV. So I'm like, wait, what? Oh, what's going on? It startles me every time. But I was supposed to have my woman exam this morning, but the doctor's sick, so I can't. So I've got to reschedule that. But it's a professional development for the teachers, and it's only a half day for the elementary teachers because they had to come in for a half day before school started to do an extra training that paras didn't have to attend. So they have training in the morning. But one of the students that I work with I help cover the lunch shift for this student. So that the morning para can eat so she can go on to her afternoon. And the afternoon para for the student is with a different student in the morning. So she's having lunch. I cover lunch. My other K1 para covers recess, but it is a nonverbal child, and they use they call it a talker, but it's literally a tablet in a carrying case with a program where they can speak using it. So like maybe they want a cookie, so there'll be a button that says cookie, and they're supposed to use it to communicate. And so because I work with the student, I have to be trained on how to use this device, and it's at 1:00 this afternoon.
From that's when you have to like go in later in the day.
It's from 1 to 2:30.
That's why, like, when because I now have Eastern markets that I work on. And I was asked, like, are you okay with coming in earlier? And it's like, yes. So now I work 6 to 2:30. So I'll always be up bright and early.
Well, that's good to know. So, anyway, my mom chipped a tooth a month back, and she went in and got like the mold, and they put a cap on it. Well, the cap has kept popping off, but finally, like I guess on Thursday or Friday of last week, the piece came in to like fix her tooth permanently. Fingers crossed. And guess what time her appointment is at?
1:00.
1:00. So Dad's going, oh, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Because Mom's got to be under, which means that she can't drive afterwards. And I'm like, Dad, here's what we're going to do. You're going to pick me up. You're going to leave the house around 11:15, 11:30. You're going to pick me up and take me to Marion. You're going to drop me off at Subway. I will sit and eat lunch, read a book on my phone, and then I can walk to the school. The school is like 2.5, 3 blocks from Subway. Not a huge deal. And he's like, well, what are you going to do after it's done? Because your mom doesn't get out of the appointment until 2:30. And I go, I can walk my happy little feet the 2 blocks from the school to your house. And he's like, well, that's true. He's like, make sure you bring your keys. I'm like, I will.
Gotta love parents. Even when you're a grown adult, they still think they need to remind you of things. If it was my parents would probably need to remind me, because I lock myself out of my house so much. It's embarrassing. It's really embarrassing.
I mean, I was just like, Dad, you live 2 blocks away from the school. And the funnier part is that a couple years ago, when I was working at the middle school and the elementary school, there would be days where Dad's like, hey, I've got to go to Fort Riley today and go to a doctor's appointment. I would walk the 6 blocks from the high school to the elementary school. Even at the beginning of training last year on the first day of school, I walked from the high school to the elementary school. I'm like, Dad, this is half of the distance. And I'm like, it will be okay. So it just made me laugh.
That's so funny. So many emails.
So I'm live streaming. I'm also typing.
So last week was Employee Appreciation Week. And so my company did like a lot of great things, but the big prize that they were giving to 2 people was a 7-day trip, all exclusives paid
Uh-huh.
for them and a friend or a partner or whatever, and they could choose Mexico, a cruise, New York, Hawaii, or Jamaica, and I didn't win.
Aw.
I know. I wish I would. But I'm like, that's such a good, like, and then also throughout the week, they were giving away free PTO days. They were giving away $200 gift cards. So 5 people got a PTO day, 6 people got a $200 gift card. And then they were also giving away a Vizio surround system, a Bluetooth speaker. Both of those are worth over $100. And then AirPods as well. So they
You
did that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then Friday was the ground prize. So that's what they did all through the week. And then all of our managers and stuff did stuff. And then we all had team outing. So my Colorado market went to a Rockies game. And then we went out and got like food and drinks after. But I was like, dang. And they're going to do that every year. I mean, the prizes will probably be different, but they might do the trip every year. Hopefully. And maybe next year I'll win a trip.
Did you win anything?
No.
Summer.
I know. My mom won an Apple TV.
Hey.
I was like, I guess the cards were just not in my favor. I don't think these are. Here's Las Vegas. Oh. Oh. Oh, and also you didn't have to use your own PTO for it either for the trip.
Oh, nice. That's even
Yeah.
better.
I was like, Jesus,
That's even better.
why can't it be me?
So yeah, so we Sam and I are really excited. And I guess this is the first year that they're doing it. Maria and Enzo's, which is run by the Patina Group, and it's in Disney Springs, is doing Breakfast with Santa. And it's on weekends up to the starting at Thanksgiving up to the week of Christmas. And then the week of Christmas availability was daily, and it ends on the last one is on December 24th. So on Christmas Eve, we are having breakfast with Santa at Maria and Enzo's.
I'm so jealous. I want to have breakfast with Santa.
And we get to have our picture taken with Santa.
Why don't you just rub it in some more?
Okay, I will. There was 2 levels. There was gold and platinum was the only one still available, which was fine. Regular gold was 50 and platinum was 55. It wasn't like there was a huge difference between the two, but like platinum adults get like a complimentary mimosa. You could also buy an unlimited mimosa package for $20, but Sam and I are like, I don't think so. I think one complimentary one will be fine, because who knows how heavy-handed these mimosas are actually going to be. But platinum.
How much was it to get unlimited?
If for an additional $18, you could buy unlimited mimosas.
I mean, that's not bad.
I think it's, and Sam and I'll probably be like, man, we should have gotten an unlimited one. But I'm sure that when we get there, it might be something like you could add on if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not that big of a deal.
But it was $55 per person, and then what was nice is that they when you it was a prepay dining experience. And it ended up being $137, but that included tax and gratuity. So, and we don't have to worry about gratuity unless, like, because we'll probably still leave something, but gratuity is already covered.
That's nice. Oh, did I do this one already? Where are you? Why are you saying I need to schedule you again? Oh my god.
So
My computer, oh my gosh, is doing this stupid thing. So like I try to work ahead because we're allowed to work ahead because we
uh-huh.
have these turn homes. So like they're homes that we bought like without looking, and now we're trying to like, people these unfortunately they're in bad areas, so people aren't paying their rent, and it's like just it's not good. Um, and so I try to schedule them, I get everything together, and then they take it off, and so then I have to do everything again, and it's like the day
Ew.
before, and I'm like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
You're fine.
Continue.
Um, so, but like, and it was 55, the platinum was 55 adults and 35 for kids. But like I said, gold was only $5 less. It was 50 and 30. I mean, if you have multiple kids, like, I mean, I guess $5 would add up.
I feel like
But
people who have multiple kids anyways would be like, I need the mimosas.
the complimentary one was with the platinum, but it didn't matter.
Oh.
Gold or premium could purchase the unlimited mimosa package for $18. But here's the thing: the platinum level gets seating right on the water, like right by the like lake views, and it goes to see Santa first.
See, so if people have kids, oh, okay, so it's still scheduled.
Good morning, Miss Madeline.
Hi, Maddie.
Maddie O'Matic is my niece.
I was gonna say, I feel like I remember that. I remember that name.
Yeah, that's
she was rating our burps or whatever.
I remember that. So we will be doing that on Christmas Eve, and I'm very excited.
That's so much fun. So, because this is your first year not spending Christmas with your parents, right?
It is. Mom and Dad aren't sure what they're doing for Christmas. And Dad's like, we may just go take off and drive, and I'm like, that sounds.
Oh, because all the other kids are just doing stuff with their family.
Yes, she said I was.
I remember you.
My niece, everyone. But yeah, so that was like, we might just go drive somewhere. And I'm like, well, good. You're not just going to be at home by just you and Mom. And like, this is literally when Sam and I were talking about being gone over Christmas. One of the things that Dad had always said was, I don't care when you go on vacation, but you can't be gone on Christmas Day. So like, we would literally fly out the day after. So I literally called Dad, and this is me. Dad, we want to go on vacation. And Dad's like, okay, but we want to be gone over Christmas.
Please don't yell, please don't yell, please don't yell.
And he's like, okay. And I'm like, are you okay with that? And he's like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, well, you said that we couldn't be gone over Christmas. And he's like, I don't care. Go.
That's so funny.
Literally, I remember like shaking as I'm dialing, and Sam's over here going, oh my God.
He's like, it's not that big of a deal, Lena. He's going to be fine.
Yeah, that's exactly what Sam said too.
But it's just because you just, like, that was something important to your parents, so you didn't want to, like, upset them.
Upset or offend them or something. Yeah. So, but yeah. So this will be the first time since we moved back that we will not be spending Christmas, with my parents. But something that's been on our bucket list for like I could say years at this point, is to spend Christmas Day in Magic Kingdom. And that is our park reservation for Christmas Day, is Magic Kingdom.
Do you think it's going to be busy?
Yes.
Do you think that many people go for Christmas?
Oh, yeah. And especially because they brought out a discount for Christmas that ends.
I just feel bad for the workers.
Well, Disney does a lot for them too, though.
Yeah, I know, but still, like, hopefully they like rotate who works on Christmas because, like, I still feel bad. Like,
It's probably going to be a lot of DCP.
no, I mean like the workers. Like, hopefully they rotate.
Right,
each
it's usually
year.
DCP. It's usually the college students.
Well, that's even suckier because then that's like the one time they get to go home to be with family.
But they're contracted to be there for them.
Um,
Well, it's no different than like when I worked retail, I had to work Thanksgiving morning.
well, I know but I had to do that too, and it's still like,
it's not fun, but it is what it is. And I think one of the things that I want to do, and we may end up doing a craft and chat, so I can work on it, is I want to make like a cute little like something that says, Merry Christmas on it to give to cast members who are working that day. So
that would be cute.
we may end up with craft and chats on Sunday.
Oh my goodness, we haven't done a craft and chat in like 2,000 years.
I know. Well, you had a lot going on. I've had a lot going on.
I still have a lot going on.
Yeah.
But I got a new computer. I don't know if you could tell.
I didn't know, but I'm happy for you.
Josh actually got it for me. And it's one of those ones that like flip and can be like a laptop.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You've been going to like a lot of Comic-Con or stuff like that lately.
Yeah, we did Anime Fest and then we did NandesuCon. I really want to go to LeakyCon, but I don't know. That's next month, and we spent so much money. Josh's friends were in town this last week. My Nana and Poppy were in town the last weekend. Just been craziness. Never-ending craziness. What are you doing on my thing?
I'm not on
You are being walked right this moment. Why are you showing up? Please tell me you're scheduled. Okay. The nerve of these people. Whose home is this? David D. Lee. You belong to Joseph. Whoa. Oh my gosh. I'm never working forward again if I'm gonna just have to do everything twice. There's no point. It's a waste of my time. I should put my name in the right spot. That would be helpful. John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith. His name is my name too. Whenever I help, and he John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith.
Wow.
Did you not sing that song as a kid?
Oh yeah, but I guess that's no different than me randomly bursting out the Baby Penguin song.
Baby penguin?
It's a baby penguin stuck on an iceberg.
Oh my gosh.
We have to help him. What's a penguin? What's an iceberg?
What property? Oh. Wait. I am not noticed. Hold on, I gotta mute for a second.
All right, that's fine. So,
am I muted? No.
So, Maddie, you get to class. I don't want to be the reason that you're late for class. No way. No, ma'am. Go to class. I love you, benches, but go to class. So, you guys know that I'm on Weight Watchers. And so, for breakfast this morning, I was wanting something other than pancakes, because I've been eating pancakes a lot lately. I love my Kodiak cake mix, but sometimes like the consistency of pancakes, I'm like just tired of it. So I have this little mini waffle maker that I got from Walmart, and it's by Dash. And I'm in class, it just hasn't started yet. Put away your phone. Come on, go on, shoot. I love you bunches, and I'll talk to you later. You can text me when you're not in class. Got this little bitty waffle maker, and I've used it a couple times, and I remembered the other day that I had it. So this morning I made waffles, and my 1/4 of a cup of batter will make me 2 little mini waffles, and they made me very happy. So, and I've had a lot of raspberry today because I had a sparkling wildberry Celsius, and then I had like 2 handfuls of raspberries and bacon with my waffle. When we were doing our grocery shopping over the weekend, it didn't even occur to me that I was gonna have waffles, and so I didn't buy any whip top, like Ready Whip for them. Otherwise, I would have put a little bit of Ready Whip on top and put my raspberries on the Ready Whip. But I really didn't miss it. I was just like, oh, waffles, I'm gonna get some Ready Whip. Oh, I don't have Ready Whip, but that's okay, no big deal. So we were at Sam's for part of our grocery shopping, and the Saturdays and Sundays at Sam's are sample days, and so the lady was handing out samples of dishwashing tablets for the dishwasher, and Sam's like, why do we need those? And I'm like, we don't. But we took one anyway because the lady was so sweet. And there's 2 tabs in each one. And we get home, and Sam's like, what are we going to do with these dishwasher tablets? And I'm like, we'll just give them to the food bank. And I'm sure mom can give them, to put them like in the excess. Like they get random stuff that comes in, and they just have a rack outside that people can check out and take things that they might need. They're just random. And my guess is that mom will just put them there, and somebody who needs them will be able to use them. Kind of like, and I got these in a swap. They're really high in points. Like the Bertie Bott's beans and the Harry Potter jelly slugs, I'll probably put with them because somebody with a kid would probably take those, and their kid would enjoy those.
Why can't I find this home anywhere?
Maybe it doesn't want to. Maybe it's unplottable.
Well, it says I assigned it, but I don't even have this home on my radar. What the heck? I am so confused.
I just figured out how to share this link of this document I made. I feel so smart.
You are smart.
So what I did was I went to file share, and it says share with others, and I was able to make it share it with anyone with the link, and I made it to where you can only view, you can't edit, and I just added that link. So I'm going to put the link into private chat, and I want you to check it for me. Can you do that?
Yeah.
And see if you can see it. Because if I figured it out all of myself, totally make my day. Sammy's like, wow, it's the little things that make Lena excited.
Yeah, I can see it all.
Awesome. Thank you.
And then I can request edit access, but I don't have edit access.
Right. I won't. The only person that I'd give edit access to is Sam.
No, I know. I was just saying that it came in correctly for you.
Yay. That makes me really excited. So that will be in the details of that video.
I'm so confused. I like this home. It says I scheduled it, but I don't have it on my spreadsheet at all.
Weird.
And the move out's not even until the 28th. So I don't even know why it would be scheduled today. because I couldn't even get somebody to do it until the 29th. I don't know what's happening. I am very confused. My brain cannot handle this type of confusion.
Have you had coffee yet?
No.
Well, that's why your brain can't handle the confusion.
I know, but I don't drink coffee that often anymore.
Okay, like I felt like I needed to put this on there, and it's really sad that I had felt the need to put it on there. So one of the things that we put down is that was free that you could do is that you could submit a joke at the Monsters Inc. laugh floor. And if you've never been to Disney, Monsters Inc. laugh floor is in Magic Kingdom. It's in Tomorrowland, and it's where instead of our screams, they're trying to collect our laughter. You're transported to Monsteropolis, and Mike Wazowski's kind of putting on like a vaudeville show. And you can, while you're waiting in the queue, you can text in a joke for them to potentially pick for one of the characters to use during the show. And so I literally felt the need to make sure the joke is appropriate. Because there is going to be someone who thinks it's funny to submit an inappropriate joke. Now, they don't like show up on there. Somebody's like actually like going through the jokes as you text them in. But no one wants to like start reading a joke, like it become inappropriate.
Well, it's a children's thing too, so.
Right, exactly. And that's another. If you've listened to Walt Disney World Radio with Lou Mangello, Timmy Foster, he's the one that gave this tip, and like I give credit to him on my sheet, and we gave credit in the video. Like he, instead of putting like Tim Foster, he put little Timmy. So he's little Timmy Foster. So it's when we were in youth group, instead of people calling Sam, they called him Sammy J. So when he texted in his joke for his name, he put Sammy J, and they actually used his joke. So and like use a dad joke. They love dad jokes.
I love that. I love dad jokes. I'm tired. It never gets easier. Okay, well, apparently I need to put this address on my radar because I don't even have it. I don't even know what's going on with that. Gosh. It's freaking Monday. That's for sure.
It is a Monday. I can agree with that, and I know that it's Monday because I am not at work and Sam is.
Because I am not at work, but Sam is.
It also could be Saturday with that, but pretty sure it's Monday.
Oh Lord. I just need the full address, sir. Please. Please, computer, cooperate with me. In Charlotte. My stuff is going so slow.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Alright, well, do I even have this home in Rental Walk? That's the question. No, I don't. Okay, well. What have we gotten ourselves into?
With you, it's kind of like the frizz. We never know what's happening.
I'll take it though. I had to be compared to anybody, Miss Frizzle would be the best thing to be compared to.
Like, I was last year when I was covering a class, they have, I don't know what it stands for, but it's MTSS. It's like math and science enrichment, no, math and reading enrichment. And the teachers, like, every quarter have like a meeting. And so the kids get like an hour of movie time. And so they're like, and I was covering the classroom that I worked in last year. And they're like, Mrs. Hall, can we watch Magic School Bus? And I'm like, sure, not a problem. We can do that. So for like it ended up being an hour and a half. We watched Magic School Bus.
I love that. My fourth grade class, we used to go in between Magic School Bus and Wishbone.
Oh, Wishbone would have been a good one. Love Wishbone.
I love Wishbone. That was back when they still had to put the VHS tape in to play a movie.
Oh my gosh. When they would roll that big, huge TV,
Yes.
you knew it was going to be a good day. Or
Yeah, when you walked in and their TV on the cart was sitting there, or they were rolling it in or whatever, you're like, yes.
And because usually the teachers gave you a snack.
Yeah. My fourth grade teacher, actually, her classroom, I think she was the only one, but she had a TV like mounted like, on her like wall.
Oh.
And it was like a big
had,
TV.
I said melted for a second, like a TV melted. Oh, mounted.
Mounted. It was like every Friday after, like, when it was like an hour before class was gonna be done, we gotta do that.
Awesome.
Or we got the shaving cream on our desk and gotta like spell out words. The good old days.
Right. Now it's Promethean boards with like movie access all the time.
You should see if you could find, like, if they still have, like, the cart with the TV or something and roll it in and just see what the class does.
Our library still has one.
Yeah, so just roll it in and see, like, if the kids even know what it means. They'll probably be like, what are you doing? Why are you rolling that thing in here?
Right, what are you doing?
And you guys don't use, like, the old school projectors anymore, huh? Where it was like the thing like showed down and then it reflected.
The overhead projectors.
And you would draw on it and then your hand would like block it so you would just see shadow.
Yep. Yeah. The kids would have no idea what that is. They'd be like,
they had it easy. Trying to take notes and then it gets like covered.
Trying to take note, like, and then the teacher would already have like what our teacher had. It looked like this, and like there was a piece of, it was almost like it was kind of like a Ziploc bag type thing. It was over it, and so like they had lines on it with the notebook paper underneath, so they could write out the notes and then tear this off and then put it on the overhead, and then they could use the notebook paper, and like you could only see what was uncovered. So like if they didn't want you to take notes too fast, they would only uncover like X amount. And then that's all the notes that you could take until they moved the paper down. And
then when they got to that bottom of that page, they'll take it away so fast that you wouldn't even have a chance.
Like, okay, you have 30 seconds to finish writing this much notes. You're going to go, ah! And then, like, that's when you work with your seating partner. And, like, okay, I've got the first 2 lines. You've got the second 2 lines. Let's go.
I know. Notes never looked so pretty. For a kid who had to follow that.
Right. But the best part was taking those notes on black notebook paper with gel pens.
Yes.
Okay. How old are you, Sammy?
How old do I look, Lena?
22.
+6.
28. Okay. All right. One of the teachers at school is 27. And when I was talking about black notebook paper and gel pens, she had no idea what I was talking about.
Really?
I literally had to show her. She's like, that wasn't a thing. I'm like, yeah, it was. And I'm thinking, Sammy is your age. Like, how does, like, this was a thing. Like, right? I'm not crazy.
She probably was like the rich kid that didn't. They were already 10 steps ahead of all the phases that were phasing out.
No. So she's like, okay, that's just weird. And I'm like, oh yeah, and the teachers hated it. Like, we got banned from turning in homework on black notebook paper. And she's like,
Yeah, I think I had it for a little bit, but then I was like, I can't read my own notes, so
the paper only worked really well with the big fat jelly rollers. Like any of the other gel pens, like didn't.
Yeah.
Like,
and see, I don't think we had the big ones. We only had like the normal.
the little skinny pens.
Yeah, so it was like hard to.
Because the jelly rollers were expensive.
Whoa. I need to look in my trash because I think I did that address on. I know we have a few East. It's so cold, Evie. I don't know if you're outside anymore, but I'm closing the door.
Sorry, Evie, you are locked out.
She can come back in. It's fine. All my sticky notes I throw away. They're the ones I just threw away. They should be on the top. There they are. I found them. Well then, crap. I don't know. I'm gonna keep these out though. I don't know. Oh, my toesies are cold. Hold on, I'm gonna grab some socks.
Okay. So I was typing the word mariachi, and I'm like, I hope I'm spelling this right. And Google Docs didn't tell me it was wrong. So if it is spelled incorrectly, Google Docs didn't tell me it was spelled incorrectly, so I apologize. I'm almost done typing this, so I'm really excited. Like, it is 4 pages so far. Which I'm really excited about. So hopefully those of you who, when you see the video and you decide that you want to download it, that you are able to get good use out of it.
Evie's inside. She's all warm on the bed. She's making me freeze over here.
That makes me laugh, not gonna lie. I'm sitting here with we have a floor furnace. We don't have like central heating and air. We have an air conditioner window unit and a floor furnace.
I did not hear central. Oh, hold on one moment.
Okay. We don't have central heating and air, and so we have a floor furnace. And literally, it smells funky when it's been off for a year. It's just like burning like off all the dust and stuff. So sometime this week in the evening, Sam's going to take off the grate, vacuum it. Like, I'll hold the flashlight over it. And are you supposed to be muted still? Okay. Okay, she's on the phone. Okay. So I have to take my phone and I'll hold the flashlight over the furnace, and Sam will take the hose and he'll like vacuum out the air conditioner, vacuum out the furnace, and then we'll turn it on and we'll prop open windows and we'll leave. And Peaches will end up jumping in the window, but until we get that done, it's like 50 degrees this morning. So I have my little portable heater down at my feet. How? Hmm. Okay, so I've followed John Harold on Facebook. If you didn't know, he's the brand ambassador for Carnival Cruise Line. And this is what he posted. And this was like 5 minutes ago. So in the last few days, I have been communicating with someone who took the wooden table number and the starfish from their dining room table. Another guest saw her do this and reported her to the maitre d'. Anyway, the guest feels that she was belittled by being asked to return these items and said to me, among other things, haven't you ever done anything like this, or are you just perfect? He said, so it's time for me to confess. When I was 12, I stole a bar of Cadbury chocolate from our local shop because he's in the UK. So they have Cadbury chocolate, and it's actually really good chocolate. I felt so bad. I went back the next day, paid for 2 bars, put one back when the man wasn't looking. I feel so much better now that I've gotten that off my chest. Cheers. And then it's not that. It's the comments that are funny. And it's like belittled for something belittled for being asked to return something she was caught stealing. And I'm like, why would you think that it was okay to take something off of your table? It's literally like, I don't understand that. I do not understand people sometimes. I really don't. I really don't. Now, on okay, whoops, I hit the wrong button. I went to change tabs and I hit the back button instead. Now, on the flip side of that, my great aunt, God love her, you know the little jars at Pizza Hut of red peppers and Parmesan cheese? She went to the store and bought an empty one. And she would replace the empty one, and she wouldn't just like open it and pour it into the jar. She would literally set the empty one on the table of like the crushed red peppers and put the full one in her purse. And I went, Aunt Bessie, what are you doing? She goes, shh, girl, I'll tell you later. I'm like, okay. And my mom and dad are just sitting there going, oh my gosh. She literally did that apparently all the time. And the people and it was at this one particular Pizza Hut, and the gals knew.
Pizza Hut, Kentucky Fried Chicken and a Pizza Hut.
They literally
McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken and a Pizza Hut.
they literally knew, and they literally never said anything.
Sorry, I don't even know what you were saying.
My great aunt, when she was alive, bought one of the red pepper shaker jars from Walmart and put it on a table and took a full one and put it in a purse and took it home. Whenever it was empty at home, they'd go to Pizza Hut again and she'd swap it out for a full one.
Oh my gosh. People do that.
I'm like, Aunt Bessie.
Josh's dad took a salt and pepper shaker because he liked the way the bottles looked. Just took them. I was like, what?
When we were at Kona Cafe in July, they brought us our drink in these really, really cute glasses. And I said, like, is there any way that I can buy these? Like, are they in a gift shop? Because sometimes they'll have, like, stuff that you can buy that's like what they use in the restaurant. And she's like, well, let me ask my manager. And the manager apparently told her, no, we don't have these for sale. And I'm like, I kind of jokingly said, well, it may just have been in my bag. And she's like, trust me, it wouldn't be the first time. And I'm like, I would actually never do that. I would never be able to live with myself. You know what I mean?
No, me neither.
Like, you're not looking at me when you say that. So, like, what's going on?
No, I know people who've done it. I couldn't not. Like, I thought about like the little dipping sauce bowls, like just putting it in my to-go thing because I like the little bowls, but I'm like too scared. Yesterday, Josh and I went bowling and my little nail popped off.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, just go walk over and get it. And I was like, there's a sign that says you can't walk on it. I don't know what to do. And he just walked away and got it for me. Like, I'm too pure. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out because Florida has that hurricane coming in. I'm
Yeah.
trying to figure out how I should schedule homes with the freaking hurricane coming in.
I would wait until it's over because
And also, I don't know if it's hitting the Carolinas at all.
That I don't know. That I don't know.
Because I have another house that I need to schedule. Oh, I'm doing this in here. I was like, what am I doing? Oh, I finished that already. Oh, good gravy. But luckily, I think this one's not a stabilized reno, so let me see if I can. This home is vacant. The home is vacant. There is a tenant living there. What? So the home is not vacant.
If somebody's living there, I would assume not.
Oh, why won't it let me take a screenshot? Come on, computer. We can do it. I believe in you. Fine. Oh, thank you. Well, now it looks stupid. Hold on. Oh, it says not vacant. I read it wrong. I was like, what? That makes no sense. Where's he at right now?
All right. Good morning, Signal Media. How are you doing this morning? So, yeah, I am on page 4 already, and I'm going to have to do some, like, moving around of stuff because, like, it's, like, some of it's, like, bleeding over into, like, the next page.
That's fun.
Yeah.
What else is going on right now?
I'm glad that Sam and I were able to come up with so many free things to do at Disney, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When you pay a lot of money, hopefully there's a lot of free things to do. Excuse me.
So when are you drawing for your Witch 3 swap?
As soon as everybody gets their stuff in, I will.
How many are you missing?
I gotta look and see. Give me 1 second. 1 hour. Where does Dooley live again? 3, 2, 2, 2, 2. Oops, no, 5. Okay, let me see.
Doing good. I got here late. What info are you looking for? Oh, Signal Media. Sammy is running a YouTube swap, and so I was asking her how many people still hadn't turned in their questionnaire, so that she could start drawing names.
let's see. So we have Val, we have Rebucky, we have Melody, Crystal, Serena, Irene, House Full of Genies, Kelly, Vicky, you. So we have 10 out of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 4 more people. Lauren, Mary Jo, and then Kelly and Taylor.
Oh, I heard free things to Disney. Sam and I recorded a video yesterday that's going to go up at the end of our December trip with free things to do at Disney. And so I had written them all out on and now I'm literally typing them up into a document that I can share the link in the video if people want to print it out. I'm almost done.
I know she's a smarty pants.
Segal Media, something that you could do for yours, because they do a lot of cruising, is you could do a video on free things on a cruise ship. Like, make sure to go to the presentation and get your free jewelry and entertainment, all that kind of stuff. Might be a great video option for you to do, like for in between your trips. I know Sam and I are planning a trip to Branson right after school's out in May, and I think we'll probably end up doing a free things to do in Branson video as well. So we might try to come up with one for Universal as well. So there's an idea for you if you're looking for a content idea. Thanks for suggesting. I was trying to come up with ideas for the Mariner next week. Yeah, you could Sam and I didn't, like, we just sat here and filmed. My tripod's literally still right here. And we just read our lists and kind of talked about it. I think the video it's almost an hour long. And so, like, you could either do it like per ship, or you could do like general, Royal Caribbean fleet wide. Hey, Princess Paulabella, how are you? I'm trying to like figure out the best way to do it because I need to utilize my space. Because like some I have like Hollywood Studios I only have one thing for. So I'm utilizing my space here. That still goes on to the next page. Okay. I'm going to do resorts continued. Resorts. Then I'm going to break it here, I think. I have editing to get done. Oh boy, I want to try to make ears. It doesn't look too hard. Ears are a lot harder than they look. Take
your time.
Yeah. Don't expect it to be perfect like the very first time. And if you're doing the hot glue method, definitely have like a really thick popsicle stick to help like put pressure. You don't want to use your finger, otherwise you'll end up like Sammy and I with tons of burn marks.
As Sammy still uses her fingers because
she doesn't listen to Lena.
I like the pain.
That really scares me. So I think we need to have an intervention.
Hi, Princess Paula. Sorry, I was on a phone call.
You're all good.
Life is crazy. Crap, where did this
So I ended up with it being 5 pages.
So what is your plan? Like that you're just going to link this at the bottom of your video so people can like use it and look at it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's everything that we talk about in the video, but when we wrote the list, it was just kind of this and then that and then this, and so it jumps around between theme parks to Disney Springs, back to theme park to a different theme park, and so we when I typed it, I literally put everything in Epcot together and everything in Hollywood Studios together and everything in Magic Kingdom together.
I'm sorry. I keep yawning. I'm really sorry.
And you got me going.
It's my fault, everybody. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We went back outside and now I'm cold again. Let me put something on my door at 4:30 in the morning.
What?
Yeah, I got like because I have like Alexa and it's like, somebody was at your door. Well, they didn't put it on my door. It's just they shoved it in my.
That's weird.
Smith for a better Lamar County. Oh, Evie wants back in.
Of course she does, because you locked her out. She's like, Mommy, you must leave this door open.
Evie, it's 48 degrees outside. You must get over it. Hey, what are you doing? Yeah, that's what I thought. That's not yours. I almost fell over. Did you see that?
Yes, I did, and I was really going to laugh. Not going to lie.
Ah! Oh my gosh.
Princess Paula, when are you going back to Disney? She says she can't wait to go back to Disney.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Sorry. I was going to say that you were talking and then I was going to wait and then things happened. Oh. I'm sorry.
Stop.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're not. Otherwise, you'd stop. So Sam and I we were looking at ideas for our trip, and we were looking at previous playlists. And the very first year that we went, that I was vlogging, I really truly think it was a way for Sam to like keep me like off my brain occupied after Howard. We had bought these pins that we were gonna trade, and Sam's like, let's rock, paper, scissors to see who gets what pin. And I'm like, are we filming it? And he's like, yeah, let's film it. And so when we were looking at videos, Sam's like, oh, we should do that again. So we are going to do rock, paper, scissors again for who gets what pin to trade on vacation.
I like that. That's fun. Why is there only one? Am I spelling stretch wrong? How do you spell stretch?
STRETCH.
Stupid.
So thanks, so you know, I'll definitely take my time with them. I want to try to find silver fabric for Captain EO ears. I want to make those light up, but I don't know how to do that. Okay, you need to. Silver fabric is going to be metallic-y and thin and very hard to work with. You need to start out with a cotton fabric first. I would get like a fat quarter and start out by making some simple ears before you try to start adding silky fabric and light up ears. Make a few sets of practice ears first. That way you know kind of where you're at and you're not frustrating yourself right off the bat. I have no idea. Hopefully soon. Hopefully me and Ryan can get married for a honeymoon. Oh yeah, that would be a fun honeymoon. Thank you for all the suggestions for videos while it doesn't. Yeah, not a problem. I also use Canva, and I'll share my screen and I'll show you.
I love Canva.
I can't believe I told Sam that I need to go back to our very first trip and like redo all of the thumbnails because I was using Pic Collage because I didn't know about Canva.
Well, now I need to find a new editing system.
So this is my these are my thumbnails for Christmas at Disney. And so this is just a template and it had spots for photos. And these are photos from our July trip. And it's the same photos on every thumbnail, so it stays consistent. But I go through and Sam and I talk about the videos that we want to do, and I just insert them. Like I know what's happening on certain days and like room tours, and like sometimes there'll be just a date like this. I don't know exactly what we're like. I know we're doing Breakfast with Santa on the 24th, but other than that, I don't know what we're doing. I can't title a thumbnail without knowing what we're doing. Or like, I know that we're going to be Christmas Day, we're at Magic Kingdom. We're going to do Festival of the Holidays. This one, like, I know we're going to Hollywood Studios that day, but that's all I know. So I put that in there. And that way I know about how many videos I'm at. And right now, we are at 44 videos for our trip, and this doesn't include any ride videos or, relaxation videos that I'm going to post. And then I take those, and I'll stop sharing that screen, and I'll pull up a different screen.
Stop sharing your screen. Just kidding.
I will smack you.
Come on.
Through the screen. I will.
I like the pain.
That scares me. And then Walmart has some Disney fat quarters, and that's pretty cute fat quarters. And then
they're cheap. And they're cheap.
Yeah, they are really cheap. And then I make a sheet, and I have this sheet in Google Docs, and it's set up with the dates, and it tells me what video goes up on what date shorts are. Once I film a video and it's edited, uploaded, and it's completely done, it's got description, it's got a thumbnail, it becomes unbolded. So then I can scroll through and go, oh, I still need a short for October 14th. I still need a video for October 25th. But when it comes to vacation, I go through and I insert the videos into the open slots of what video I think is going up what particular day. And that way I go, oh, okay, so far my videos are going to last up until June 3rd. So after anything in June is going to be things like ride POVs or relax with me videos. So literally it's a great way to know how long your videos from a particular trip will last, especially if you have a long period of time before trips or between trips, you can make your content stretch.
And if you're not as crazy as Lena, it's okay.
I'm not crazy.
Lena's just like there's like on the game and then there's Lena.
Someone was detected.
And I think that's why I had massive burnout.
Yeah, because you were like crazy cuckoo loco. Where are you, east or are you west? Tax City, Las Vegas. What am I doing?
Hold on, I've got to mute.
I am so confused. Cancel. What am I doing? No, I said cancel. Oops. Hold on, I gotta.
You guys
I
did
gotta
not
call
want to
somebody.
hear. You guys did not want to hear or watch me blow my nose. Ugh. So that is just like basic of how I outline our trip. And I will say that what I like about it is that I want to make Rumple Buttercup ears. Rumple on one ear, candy corn Carl on the other ear, a fake banana or banana peel instead of the bow or yellow bow. They are based on Matthew Gray Gubler's book, which I got for my birthday. Yeah, like I said, that falls in line with something that's really, really detailed, especially for Mickey ears, and you haven't made them before. So I would like make that like a goal that you want to be able to work up towards. But I would start out with just at first like making some basic ears and then maybe doing ears with like a fancy netting overlay, and then working on your like the little, because you're making an ear, putting them together, you're going to have this weird middle, making sure that like you're getting used to putting on the decor around like the top and that kind of thing before you start trying to do something really, really like detailed. It's kind of like when I was learning to use my Cricut machine. Like I had to start out doing like basic layers, like 1 or 2 layer pieces, then maybe 1 or 2 layer pieces that had smaller pieces included. And then I went to a little bit bigger pieces with, with less detail. Then I went to bigger pieces with more detail, until I got to like where I was super comfortable with how to put them together. I tried starting out with a pretty complicated piece, and I did not enjoy it. I did not have fun. It took me a long time to get to where I was having fun with my Cricut. And I think if I had started out easier and worked my way up, I would have enjoyed it a lot more. And I learned so much from that. And I don't want you to get super frustrated with your ears, having these really big goals, which are great. And I love that. But I would really super start out the trim. Yes, that's what I was looking for. But definitely start out like easier and work your way up. I think when you are doing something, and you're almost living your life on camera sometimes, Crickets are very expensive. The first cricket that I got, I actually bought it through QVC on payments, and I started out with the Cricut Mini. It was the 6-inch, and then I went to a Cricut Expression, which was the 12 by 12 that used the cartridge. Then I got the Cricut Air 2 from HSN, like about 6 months after I got my Expression, and I sold my Expression after I got the other one. And I had my Cricut Air 2 for like 4 years. And then for Valentine's Day last year, I think, Sam got me the Cricut Maker, which I had been wanting for a while. And I haven't done a lot with it, but I do more vlogging. I haven't been doing a lot of crafting vlogs in a while, and I need to do that. That's something that I do miss. And I have a place for them to go now in my schedule. So I need to get back to doing more crafting. But like I said, I got mine from HSN, and I want to say it was like $40 a month or something. And it's like you either go in and pay it, or you can do auto payments on it. I don't know how they do it now. But if you're wanting to get one and you want to be able to pay for it over time, I would definitely go with like HSN or QVC and check out their prices, and go through like Rakuten, which is a cashback program that you can do for shopping online. And you can get cash back on your purchase. Yes, Sammy? Oh, she's not waving to me. Okay. So, yeah, that's what I would do if you want to, but be aware that like it's definitely an investment, because not only do you have
Sorry, I had to call my coworker because I accidentally assigned his home thinking it was my home. And I was like, hey, just so you know, I assigned this home for 1:00 tomorrow.
A Cricut is definitely an investment, because not only do you have to purchase the machine, you have to have paper and mats and blades, and the mats wear out and the blades wear out. And you have to replace those every so often. And 2 mats is like $20, and you can't use coupons on them. So if you're going to purchase a Cricut, definitely be aware that there is a price investment involved. Am I right, Sammy?
And like you don't have to, but like I think it's worth paying the monthly fee to have
Cricut
the extra
access
stuff in it. But I mean, if you're not going to be doing like crazy big projects, if you want to go with something smaller, you can do the Cricut Joy. It's a little bit cheaper to start up with and stuff. If you're just thinking of doing things that are ear sizes, but if you're trying to do something that's like signs and all this stuff, that's going to be a headache to work on a Cricut Joy with. But yeah, it's definitely an investment for sure. Your needles, your vinyl, like you can get good vinyl. I mean, Dollar Tree has vinyl. My Dollar Tree had like a wall full of vinyl, but after watching Lena's video of using Dollar Tree vinyl, I was like, I don't know if I want that headache.
You were on with me that day too.
I was
like in tears.
She was losing her mind. I felt so bad because there was nothing I could do, and like I could only suggest things and hope for the best. But
yeah, that was bad. I actually donated all of that. I left it on a table at school at the beginning of the year.
Nice. You know, they had a wall of it, and I was like, is it
After
worth it for $1?
Going
the headache worth it? And I decided it wasn't. I decided it wasn't worth it for $1.
It was a good idea.
I was like, I remember this. I remember how this went down.
So yeah, definitely, if you are I would say pick a craft that you really want to invest your money in. If you really want to do ears, I would start with your investment in your ears and say, okay, I'm going to need a good glue gun. I'm going to need a good amount of glue sticks because it takes quite a few to make a pair of ears. Or if you're going to sew your ears, I'm going to need a good sewing machine, and I'm going to need thread, and I'm going to need some extra needles. I'm going to need fabric.
Stuffing.
I'm going to need stuffing. I'm going to need headbands. I'm going to need trim. I'm going to need ribbon to make bows. I either want to craft with a Cricut or I want to make ears and start there.
Right, and then eventually you can craft ears with the Cricut.
Right.
I want to start trying to cut out the ear pattern with the Cricut.
Mm-hmm.
But you just said headbands, and that reminded me that I need headbands.
Don't waste your money on the Dollar Tree vinyl. I mean, in theory, it's great for some projects. Like, one of the teachers that took it, she took all of her kids' composition notebooks and covered them in it on the outside. And she's like, okay, this color is for one of her students. This color is for this subject. Because they were supposed to bring the multicolored composition notebooks so that they could differentiate by what subjects they were working on. Not everyone can afford that. So she took the colored vinyl and she covered the composition notebooks with it. Great for that, not for cutting on a Cricut. I would go for no sew ears. Okay, then you're going to want a good glue gun. You want to make a good investment in a good glue gun. Then you're going to need, then you have to decide what size of glue gun you're going to get. Are you going to get one that uses the big honking glue sticks or the teeny thin sticks? And then you're going to want to make a big purchase on glue sticks because you go through a lot of glue sticks.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably going to go through, I think when I make a pair of ears, I use the long, fat ones. I probably use 4 to 5 per set of ears. And that's without doing that's minimal trim stuff. So I would I know that I bought my headbands that when I was making some ears for Year of the Year, off of Amazon. That's where I got my bulk glue sticks. I picked up.
That's where I'm buying my headbands on there right now. You can get 19 headbands or something like that for $12.
So, I would start out with checking going to like Hobby Lobby, Walmart, Joann's. Michael's doesn't really sell fabric. But going to your craft stores and checking
Some Michaels sell fabrics. It's depending on if you have a nice Michaels or not.
True story. Check out the remnants section because sometimes you can find some really neat fabric in the remnant section that doesn't cost a whole lot. Check the clearance section of your fabric, and check the regular fabric area too, because sometimes they don't make the end of the bolt into a remnant, and there's only maybe like one twist of a bolt on it, and they will give you a discount for buying the end of a bolt. So definitely check your fabric section for a fabric that you like, and take your time and really focus on one thing instead of focusing on multiple different types of crafts, which is going to cost you more money in the end.
Mm-hmm.
My mom used to have a hot glue gun. You want a good glue gun because you are going to put a lot of time and a lot of hours on that glue gun. Hold on just a second. We're rescheduling my appointment.
Your doctor's appointment? Or your training? She's probably muted again. It's so tiny. That's so much for such a tiny gym shore.
All right, I am rescheduled.
For your doctor's appointment?
Yep. Moved it to the Monday the 17th at 9:40. Yay.
Why'd they have you reschedule?
Doctor's out of town.
Well, that would have been nice to know before you scheduled it in the first place.
Well, I scheduled it a month and a half ago. So it may have been something that came up. We have Hobby Lobby and Walmart. Definitely check the clearance fabric at Walmart and Hobby Lobby for some practice fabric. Amazon has some good glue guns. Sammy, do you have any recommendations on Amazon for a glue gun?
I mean, there's that one that I got sent to me. It wasn't bad. I can't even remember what it was called at this point.
And no problem. Like, Sammy and I are both crafters, and so we know, like, not only the time commitment to make a craft, but like the monetary investment to make a craft. And especially if you're trying to watch what you're spending, because you're saving up for a wedding or you're saving up for, other activities, you want to get the most bang for your buck on what you are going to craft.
I think like my biggest rule of thumb is that if you read like all good and bad reviews on everything and see what you can live with and what you can't live with. Like something I feel like everybody just needs to accept is all glue guns are gonna have drippage. It just is a part of naturalness of the glue guns. Like they get hot. There's nothing you can do to really stop them from dripping. So just like learning with that, and do you want one that is off of battery life or that plugs into the wall? Like, kind of stuff like that is you need to decide what's, cons for you and what are things that you're like, well, I don't really care too much if that is something that happens for mine, I don't know if that makes any sense.
It does.
Because there's always going to be there's always going to be faults in everything that you buy. That's just like life. But just to take your time and read those comments and know that like those comments can be very helpful to you. So it's good to read them and really decide on what you can live with and what you can't live with.
Right. I'm scared of this hurricane. I've been through 2 of them. Matthew hit when I was working for Disney. We had to be on lockdown in housing until it passed. It wasn't as bad. Irma was scary. Like I've never been through a hurricane, but Sammy and I live in the Midwest, and we're more acquainted with tornadoes around here. I think the first time that like I've actually been terrified with a tornado was in April. It was really bad, and it hit like 10 or 15 miles south. And like we had been aware that the tornado was coming. And so like because you would get like weather alerts popping up on your phone, and it had been getting dark. And so Sam's like, why don't you go get Peaches, go into, cuddle with her in the back room, and just kind of try to relax a little bit. Well, then I started getting more nervous. So I went into the bathroom with Peaches, and Sam's like, are you going into the bathroom? And I said, yeah. He goes, that's not a bad idea. It's looking pretty dark out. And like, it wasn't about 3 minutes later that the tornado, Sam had went back outside. And I was in the bathroom, and Sam comes in and he hollers, get your stuff. We're going to your parents. I'm like, oh shit. So I literally throw Peaches out of my arms into a towel, and I'm rolling her up and like into these beach towels. And I've got her, and I've got the bag.
She's like, what the heck is happening?
Yeah, I have the bag that has our pertinent information, like our social security cards, marriage certificates, that stuff. And my teddy bear that Sam gave me when we were dating. And like I'm barefoot and I'm running to the car, and we are driving to Marion, and all you can hear are the sirens going off, and all you can see in the back is like black, like my shirt black over our house. We had no idea like if we were even going to have a house standing when we got back. So we get to Marion and we get to my parents, and Dad's laughing at me because I'm like having a nervous breakdown. And
as anybody would.
And like just like Twister, Paula, just like Twister. And we had I let Peaches kind of roam around at Mom and Dad's a little bit, and then like probably 5 minutes later, the tornado sirens at their house went off. And my parents don't have a basement, and so literally, I grabbed Peaches, throw her back in the blankets, and I'm like, we're going to Mimi's house, which is my grandma who has a basement. So literally I'm calling Mom, like, Mom, make sure the door's unlocked. We're coming in. And so I've got Peaches and the bag and the teddy bear, and Sam's behind me, and he's like, oh my God. But he's the one that said we were leaving in the first place. So we were probably down in Mimi's basement for another 45 minutes. So total, it was about an hour. And it ended up hitting 15 miles south of us.
Oh my gosh.
In Hillsboro. So, and then it like angled kind of up. It kind of came in between Hillsboro and Marion, like at an angle, and then around Marion and over. So that's why the sirens went off in Marion, is because of like it angled and went across. But we didn't even have, like, when we left, it was very, very, very still, and that's very, very scary when it comes to a tornado, because it could be nothing, and it could be like horrible. And that's, I think, the scariest part. Yes, Peaches was very traumatized, I think, over the whole experience. And
anytime Lena comes to her with a blanket, she just runs.
She's like, we are not doing this again, Mom. We are not doing this again. So when we got home, and I think this was at like 7 o'clock. So this is like 8:30 by the time we get home. And we gave Peaches a little thing of canned food and a few extra treats. So like, you were so good, Peaches. You were such a good baby, while this was all going on. And so we did give her some treats and stuff. So that appeased the gods. But she was like, I am not enthused. So I can understand why, like being, scared and stuff about the upcoming storms, and hopefully you're able to stay safe.
I know because my work is all over the states. So, it's just like craziness. Oh yeah, thank you. Trying to figure out, who's going to be closed and when, and like how that's going to affect our markets and all that great stuff. I did put this into here. And my head is just spinning around and around and around and around. Is that how that song goes? The craziest I've ever had for what is it called? Oh, a tornado.
Mhm.
I've been in some pretty bad earthquakes when I lived in California. But when Windsor got destroyed, I don't know if you heard that on the news, but it was so bad. Like we were in lockdown in Fort Collins because like the rain and everything, and that was the first time I've ever experienced that. I was in 8th grade. First time I've ever experienced anything like that. And I was like, my mom and the cats are home. Like, or my mom's at work. The cats are going to die. Like, just bawling my eyes out. But we get, yeah, we still get tornadoes around here, but they don't get too close to me, luckily. We're kind of in a little bowl of protection, but we get pretty gnarly snowstorms, that's for sure.
Mhm.
Like I've had a few weeks of school shut down from snowstorms.
I don't think you were on yet when Christy and I were talking about this part of school stuff. Like my senior year, we may have been backstage. My senior year of high school over Christmas break, the heating system went out in the school. And so they are like, okay, we're not going to go back. We're going to be out of school like the rest of the week so that we can get it fixed. So Sunday, this was when they were first, it was before like they had like text messages like that they'd send out to parents. It was like the phone calls, and they had to call each individual house.
Yes.
They're like, just letting you know that the heating is still out. However, seniors still have to attend school. And here's why. At that point in the state of Kansas, seniors had to have X amount of hours in the classroom in order to graduate. And we literally, and with the days that we had, that's right, Princess Paula. Think happy thoughts. You're gonna be fine. Make sure that you have plenty of water, plenty of snacks, and I'm sure you'll be fine. And there's Evie, and Evie will help make it better.
It's gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. Oh, you're a warm kitty out in the sun, huh?
You're like, good, go lay in the sun so I can hold you again.
Right? I love you.
So they're like, Mom and Dad are like, well, what are they going to do? They're like, we really don't know. We just know that the students have to be in school. And it was like, if we weren't, some of the other kids were going to be like, ineligible for like we were going to be ineligible to graduate by Kansas standards, and kids were going to start losing scholarships. So they're like, we don't, as long as they're appropriately dressed, girls are wearing bras, we don't care if they come to school in their pajamas, make sure the pajamas are appropriate, bring blankets. We really just don't care. And the teachers are like, we care even less because we now have to be here in the cold. So
yeah, that's stupid. I mean, like, I get it, but like when we had, sorry.
They go, okay, here's what they told us that they had, they put space heaters in 2 girls' bathrooms and 2 boys' bathrooms, so that we could use the bathroom. And then they're like, find your friends, pick a classroom, and you're staying there for the duration of the day.
So it wasn't even like you did school. You just had to be.
No, we just had to be there. And the state of Kansas says that as long as you start school no later between 8 and 8:30, you can be out at 1 and be considered a full day of school. So
at least it was an easy day.
All we did was watch TV. And like the teachers are like, bring snacks, bring food. We really don't care. Princess Paula says, "Oh, hey, baby Evie, your cat is adorable, Sammy. It looks like my boyfriend's cat, Jax. I call him Binks."
She does look like Binks all the time.
So, like,
She's spoiled.
the buses still had to run, but like when I was in elementary school, and I guess this was legal then, but illegal now. If the buses couldn't run, like in town kids still had to go to school. So we still had to be there, and we still actually had to do learning and stuff. But if the buses were too bad, the best kids or country kids didn't have to come in. And half the time, they like other city kids wouldn't come in.
When is that week? Is that the 10th? No, wait. Oops, never mind.
Jack is named after Captain Jack Sparrow and Jack Skellington.
Evie is named after Evie the Evolution and Eva. And that's why she only has one E in the start of her name. I just remembered. Where did that house go?
Peach's name at the shelter was Peach, and so I started calling her Peaches, and that's her name. It's also Pain in the Butt and Baby Peaches, or Baby Girl.
That's just my baby girl. That's just my baby girl.
I see you. And she sleeps, during the day, she sleeps on my side of the bed. And she's been very confused lately because Sam finally started going back to work after having COVID. And he was home like a week. And so Peaches is like, why am I being left alone again? And now why is Mommy home?
What is happening?
I'm so confused. Oh, happy Halloween to you too, Paula. I know Christy will probably do some fun Halloween makeup live stream, more fun Halloween makeup live streams between now and Thanksgiving. What the heck, Sammy, am I doing? You know what I'm really sad about?
You need some coffee.
I didn't. I have I only have 3 more videos left to go up from our trip in July.
Which I need to finish watching. I'm like so bad with YouTube. I start watching like somebody and I'll like watch them like for days straight, and then I'll stop because I'll get onto something else and then watch that for days straight.
Well, when Sam was home, he started watching our vlogs, and we were talking. He's like, "You guys well, number one, we started watching some of our videos from our trip in December, and oh my gosh, I was huge. Like, there's such a difference between then and now.
Sorry, I was fixing my lighting.
Okay, I was like, what are you doing? But I do
because when I moved, the sunlight came in, so it was all like weird. So I was just resetting the lighting.
Didn't do anything for me. But I can't believe how big I was, and so I'm really excited to be that much smaller.
You've done so good.
72.6 pounds as of last week,
which is insane. But you've been putting in the hard work because you still go to the gym and stuff every day, right?
No, I haven't been to the gym since the summer. But I'm at school. I get in 12 to 13,000 steps a day. And I'm a little exhausted at the end of the day. So, and with Sam's ankle the way it was, we really couldn't do a lot of gym stuff. But now that his ankle is starting to heal, I think we're going to start going to the gym on weekends again. So, yeah. But yeah, I average 12 to 13,000 steps a day at work. Yesterday was fun. Yesterday was nice, though. When we were at Sam's on Saturday, we found the first summer sausage of the year, and so that was exciting. So we had that and some cheese and started working on our packing list. And that was another thing. Like, we didn't make a packing list for our last trip, so we were missing a ton of stuff. We didn't make a packing video. Like, I'm like, what was I doing? I think it was the first start of like my burnout of vlogging, and I could see it. I could see
Yeah,
it.
you could tell in some of your videos that you're just exhausted.
And the July ones were better. Like, and I explained in one of them, like, I was like just emotionally done after like what happened in Atlanta for the first couple of days, and I apologized for that. And I'm like, the first ones are going to be some photo montages. I need a couple days to reset myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then I tried to do better. But it was better than December. But I'm like, man, no wonder I'm losing engagement. These suck. So I'm hoping that this trips are better.
Paula, I'm sorry you lost your cat in May. That's never easy.
I'm sorry. We lost. Before I started vlogging, I had a kitty. I had raised since a baby, and his name was Rolly, and he passed away like literally 2 weeks before our trip, our very first trip to Disney, and in December, end of November, beginning of December, Sam's like, why don't we go down to the animal shelter in Wichita and get us a new kitty? I think it's time. I'm like, I'm not ready. I don't want a new kitty. I'm not ready. He's like, okay, that's fine. Let's just go down and take a look. And I'm like, fine, but we're not bringing home a kitty. So there were two of them that Sam's like, look at these two. I think they're cute. I think they're really young. And I'm like, I don't want another cat. I don't care. So when we got to the Humane Society, they're like, well, which one do you want to see first? And I'm like, I don't care. And whichever. So they brought us Peach, and they're like, be a little gentle with her. This is her first day up for adoption. She's recovering from being fixed, so she's not real playful. That's the reason why the family earlier didn't want her. She was not playful enough. And I'm like, it's a cat. Like, it's not a dog that's going to run around and romp with you. And the lady goes, aware. So apparently the family with kids was upset that she wouldn't run around and romp with them. Like, apparently,
Evie runs around. What are you doing? Sunbathing?
So they brought Peach in, now Peaches, and they opened the little box, and they just let them come to you on their time. And she curled up in my lap and started to purr, and that is how we end up bringing Peaches home. We didn't even see the other cat.
Evie's sunbathing right now.
So,
Evie, are you sunbathing?
if you're looking for
Can you see her, Lena?
No, baby, you're so pretty.
So herself in sunbase.
if you're looking for another kitty, I definitely suggest checking your local Humane Society and giving a kitty a home that needs a good home.
All of our cats, because even Evie was technically a rescue. She's a weirdo. She's like this on her back, cleaning her paws. But when we lost Tabitha, we had her for 16 years, and that was like my mom's baby. She was like, no more cats, because she still had 2 cats. So she's like, no more cats. I can't, like, we just can't do it. And then there was 2 kittens that were gonna be homeless. So my mom was like, well, I'll take them. So now she has 4 cats. And she was trying to rescue some other cats that were like homeless kitties, so that way they can get like health care and everything. And that would have been 4 more cats. But she ended up not rescuing them because she couldn't. And then they started to like move to different places to get fed and everything, because when my mom came out here, she nobody was willing to go feed them for the time. But she's like, was assuming or she thought that another building was feeding them because sometimes they wouldn't show up or they looked like they already ate for the day or something like that. So, but some of them had like, you know, they're feral cats. So out in the wild in Arizona, they're going to come across some stuff.
We had Who Hut over the weekend, and I love Who Hut.
I love Who Hut.
And it's great if you're like trying to watch what you're eating because you can pile up all the veggies and stuff. And I have a seafood allergy. So what they do for me is they really clean the spot that they're going to use, and they use they use one set of the like spatulas, and they make like a little barrier, and then they take my bowls and they put it down, and they have a plate in front of it with where they put another set of spatulas, and the only spatulas that can be used on my food are those particular spatulas so that there's no cross contamination.
It's good when companies do, like, they make sure to take stuff like that seriously.
Yeah, definitely. I always, and I mean, I know that like there's a potential for contamination on the bar, but it's not like if I'll just kind of start getting like a sore throat, and so I'll know, oh, there must have been crab dropped in this or whatnot, and it's not, but like I can taste it when they use it with the spatulas.
Right. I always got annoyed when I worked at sushi, and people would say they had a gluten allergy, but they just preferred to not have gluten because it would come out that they just preferred not to have gluten. And I'm like, you can't say you have an allergy, because if you have an allergy, we have to switch the boards out. We have to get a new board, a new knife. We have to change our gloves and do all this stuff. But if it's just because you don't prefer to eat gluten, it doesn't matter if like we're using the same knife to cut it, you know, like it's not going to kill you if like your preferences are, but like if you have an allergy and you literally are getting sick from it, we're not going to get you sick. So it would always, or people would be like, I have a seafood allergy to these fishes, but I want this. And I'm like, why even risk it? Because that's still like, we could take every precaution in the book, but there's still, you know, like it's still around when things are happening.
Right.
But and then I got annoying because then they're like, we're gonna do Nutella sushi rolls and PB&J rolls. And I'm like, okay, thanks. Love that. Oh, okay. But when you have an allergy, obviously those things need to be taken seriously.
Mm-hmm.
But a food preference is not an allergy. So
Right.
don't say you have an allergy when it's just a preference that you prefer.
Right. But no, Sam and I, we are, and we talk about this in our trip schedule video, which I want to say we have recorded like 1,000,005 times at this point. But we decided it was like $50 more to add an extra day to our ticket. And so we did book a park ticket for our arrival day, but you're going to laugh. It's just so that we can eat dinner at the Regal Eagle quick service at the Epcot.
You're not even going to go to the park?
Like, yeah, we're going to the park, but like we booked it specifically so that we could eat dinner at Regal Eagle.
Oh my gosh. You're funny.
But
I don't think I've ever went to that one.
It's the barbecue at the American Pavilion. It's really good.
The only thing I really ate in Epcot was because it was food and wine, and it was the Hawaiian sliders.
Oh yeah.
Those were so good.
But
And then we went to that fancy restaurant that Christy went to that takes you up into space.
Space 220.
And it was way too overpriced for what you got.
Sam and I we agree with that. We don't have it on our list. We were to anytime we really liked it when we were there in July, and they have pit masters and stuff that have figured out each of their different styles and whatnot. And so every time we're trying to figure out what we want for dinner, we want to go Regal Eagle. Can we go to Regal Eagle? So we're like, why don't we just go to Regal Eagle on the day we get there, because we've been obsessing about it since July.
I'm surprised you aren't just going in to get those fried pickles from wherever you go to get those fried pickles.
Oh, that's in Disney Springs, and that's at Chicken Guy, and I'm really sad because when we went in July, they weren't as good as they were in December. Yeah, it was a real big bummer. Big fat bummer.
I'm gonna go grab my computer charger. Give me 1 second.
Okay. So, but Sam's like, well, maybe we can catch a candlelight processional, because sometimes a candlelight, the early one, is at 5. So we might be able to catch a candlelight processional as well. Mm-hmm. But Regal Eagle does look good. It's really good. Sam and I got the brisket sandwich, and Sam both times because it was that good. And Sam got the ribs, and we tried all of the sides. And my favorite was the coleslaw and the mac and cheese. The coleslaw is really remnant of the coleslaw that they served at Pecos Bill's. Before it became a Tex-Mex, it was barbecue when we went in 2014. And the coleslaw tastes just like that. So I was really happy about that. And the mac and cheese was super creamy. It was so good. Let me pull up the menu because I don't remember all of the sides. The baked beans were okay. They were a little sweeter than I tend to like. But I know a lot of people have really like a sweet baked bean. That's just not how I like my beans. I'm on the My Disney Experience app, but I'm trying to get into
Actually, hold on, I'm gonna go heat up some food.
Okay. This is it. Order food. Yep. I'm trying to get into I'm having to build my order. It won't just let me look at the menu. Okay. So the sides are the onion rings are really, really good. I got those twice. The baked beans with burnt ends, like I said, they were a little sweeter than I care for. The coleslaw was really good. The French fries were a typical Disney fry. So they weren't fantastic, but they weren't horrible. They were hot and fresh, which was nice. Like I said, the macaroni and cheese, phenomenal. Garlic toast. The garlic toast was actually really good. It came as a side anyway with our my brisket sandwich actually comes on the garlic toast, and it's really good. Sam said the house-made pickles are okay, but they're literally the same. We call them marinated cucumbers in our house. There's something that my mom makes anyway. It's just really thin sliced cucumber that you marinate in a container, and it's half apple cider vinegar, half equal parts water, and chop up some onion and throw it in there with the cucumbers and let it set for a couple hours, and they just kind of make a homemade pickle. And that Sam said that's pretty much what that was, and it really wasn't worth the $5. But Sam really liked the beans and the onion rings, and I really liked the coleslaw and the mac and cheese. I can't remember if the combos come with 1 or 2 sides, and the sides are $5 a piece. So I mean, it's not horrible. It's pretty standard for a Disney side. I really want the Epcot 40th Loungefly. It's really cute, and Spirit Jersey is adorable. The food is a little lacking. No offense. Okay, I'm really mad actually about the food. The food is only available. Some of it only the first, some of it only the second, and some of it's available for like a couple days before and a couple days after. There's like nothing available as of right now that's available for Epcot's 40th for more than a couple days. I'm a little perturbed about that. I love barbecue. I don't eat it all the time. We don't either. And really, we have found that the barbecue locally, even though we live in the Midwest, does not compare to Regal Eagle. Regal Eagle wins every time. Epcot's food is amazing. Not that I'm totally not biased or anything. I want to eat at Chefs de France. No, you don't. And Tepanetto. Chefs de France is horrible, and it made me sick.
I like the crepes. I don't know where that's from.
The crepe,
But-
the creperie.
So good.
Tepanetto. Sam and I have talked about one Tepanetto. It's on our maybe list. There's a lot of character meals on our list, and so we're both gonna log in and do dining reservations because my travel agent is gonna be busy that morning making dining reservations. Oh wait, that's me, and I'm making.
I
them
have a question.
Yeah.
Why are they stopping the Ratatouille ride?
What do you mean? Why are they stopping the Ratatouille ride?
I saw something. I didn't read the article, but it said something about Ratatouille. It's not going to be going on much longer. I didn't click on it and read it though. I wish I would have made it to Japan and China Pavilion. I love Japanese and Chinese food.
I don't see anything like that. It just opened. It's been open less than a year.
I know, that's why I was confused, but it said something about, I don't remember what it was on, but I remember seeing something that's saying the Ratatouille ride is coming to an end.
Oh, I bet it was to do with Genie Plus.
Oh, that it's not gonna be, it's gonna be how like, what is that called?
May 31st.
The Star Wars ride?
Disney announced starting May 31st, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure at Epcot will be available through the standard Genie Plus service, as opposed to being available through the Lightning Lane. It will be available through the standard Genie Plus service until August 7th, 2022.
So that's what they were just saying, is that was coming to an end, was the...
Yes.
Okay, that makes more sense. I was like, why are they stopping it? I love Ratatouille.
No, I was like, I bet it's to do with Lightning Lane. I'm like, that would have been an email I would have got.
Hold on, I'm gonna grab my food.
Don't scare me like that. You really don't want to try it. It was not good. Like, it was not good. My boyfriend will love Japan and China Pavilions. I love the Japan and China Pavilions. The drummers are back at the Japan Pavilion, which is one of the things on my free things to do at Disney is to stop and just listen to the drummers because they're magnificent. Don't try to talk because you won't be able to hear. But I love the shops at the China and Japan Pavilion. Wow, that could have sounded really wrong. There's so much cool stuff, and my brother loved, he had a lot of Chinese, Japanese, Korean decor because he spent so much time in Korea while he was in the army, and so I feel so close to him in those two pavilions. It's really it was really hard to go. It's always hard to go through those pavilions, but I do get a little bit more of a sense of peace when I go through those pavilions. Garden Grill is great. If you've never eaten at Garden Grill, it is a character meal. It is a rotating restaurant. It's located in Future World at Epcot. And you get a salad as a starter and with an amazing raspberry vinaigrette. And all of it is grown in the Living with the Land ride.
My question is, can you feel the restaurant rotating? Like, does it make you sick if you get like motion sickness?
Unless you're physically watching the wall, you will never know. Like, if you're looking at your phone or if you're talking to like the person beside you, because you're in like these like half booths. You're like, oh wow, we're halfway around.
That's right. That's like where, like, I don't know if I saw it rotating, but like when you go to like Soren,
Yes, that's
it's
it.
in that place, right?
Yep. That's it. That's the one. It's got Farmer Mickey, Chippendale, and Pluto.
See, I guess I couldn't even tell that it was rotating. Excuse me.
It rotates.
I want to do like next time I go, I want to try to eat more food in Epcot. I didn't eat that much food in Epcot. I'll be back again. Sorry.
Sam and I have 4 days at Epcot for Festival of the Holidays, and I know that we won't eat everything. I can't wait to do Guardians. The drummers is totally awesome. You can hear the drummers all over the park. Look, I love Canada as well. I worked behind it a lot when I worked at Epcot, so it has a special place in my heart. Makes sense. Garden Girl, you don't even notice it's me. I've had characters there come up to me 3 times during my meal. That restaurant is not a big push. You get to see Mickey and a restaurant. Yeah, I think Garden Grill is really an underrated character meal. It used to be open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for character meals, and currently it is only open for lunch and dinner with characters. Hopefully they will bring breakfast back. It was one of the pre-park opening character meals pre-COVID. So hopefully with some of the other breakfasts starting to come back, that one will as well. Epcot doesn't have a whole lot for breakfast options. The restaurants really don't open till around noon. So there's very limited breakfast options if you're wanting to get there early, especially like I know once the virtual queue for Guardians goes away, that'll be like the new, like everyone races there. You can see inside of the house on the ride from the restaurant. Yes, that is actually the only reason that the inside of the house on the top floor is actually themed, is because you can see inside it from the restaurant.
From the spinning one?
Uh-huh. If you go through Living with the Land, like you see that big white farmhouse, like you actually can see that's the top floor of it from the Garden Grill. And so that is actually the only reason why they themed and decorated that inside there, is because you can see it from Garden Grill. Via Napoli looks good. We haven't eaten at Via Napoli, but it is on our list of maybes for the trip. The breakfast was really good at Garden Grill.
Yeah, I definitely want to try to eat more places because I didn't eat at a lot of places. But also Epcot is so big, like my feet just were killing me. I want to be able to rent a scooter, not to like cut in lines, but just so I can scooter around and then park it and then walk around that area and pick up my scooter and scooter to the other area.
Princess Paulette, the bakery in Norway, at least when we were there in July, was not open early for food. A lot of places that used to be open early with breakfast style foods aren't open yet due to lack of staffing. Disney's having this pretty much the same type of problem that everyone else is with staffing. And I've actually not had school bread. Sammy, you're in charge for the moment. I'll be right back. If I don't, I'm going to have a big problem.
Hello. I think it's Tapalone's it's a French one, right?
Topolino's Terrace, yes, it's at the Riviera.
Lindsay and the girls did that on the last day. Space 220, I did that one. the atmosphere is really cool, but the amount you pay for the food is not worth it. The food is not like, oh my gosh. Like I could eat Chili's and have the same experience I felt with the food and have paid a lot less money. A lot less money. I did like the Mexican area. I really liked the margarita that had the crushed ants on the side. I don't even know if it was a margarita, but and doing 3 caballeros a little tipsy was fun. It was big. I mean, and I granted they had a lot of the construction stuff going on, so you had to walk further to get to things, is what I was told. Like normally you could cut through this area and you would get there a lot faster. But it wasn't like that for me. And it was like rain all day. Not like thunderstorms. It was like if you were walking through misters all day long. So you were just like soaking wet and it was colder that I was just exhausted by the end of the day.
I'm back.
Where'd you go?
I had to go potty.
Oh gosh.
I'm like, I can't wait. The last time I was getting ready to go potty, you left. Like, okay. She said, I gotta go to the bathroom.
Hey, I don't know what you're looking at, but you need to stop scaring me. Did I tell you about the one time Evie almost fell off the patio?
Yes.
Fucking crazy cat. All because of the vacuum.
That's funny.
But
Yes.
that's what I'm saying. Like, if I could rent a scooter, like I said, I don't want it to cut people in line.
Yeah.
To travel from one area to the other, park it in like stroller parking, and then walk around that area, and then pick it up to travel to the next area. My life would be so much easier.
That's why, like, Sam and I, one of our tips every time that we go on a trip, and we do travel tip Thursday, we always recommend start a walking regimen. Like, I was quoting something for a friend, and she's like, yeah, the kids get so tired at Dollywood. Like, we figured Disney World would just be so much easier. And I went, She's like, well, Disney World's like smaller than Dollywood. And I went, no. She's like, what do you mean? I go, I average 25 to 30,000 steps a day. She went, what? I went, yeah. It is nothing to see a 10 to 12-year-old in a stroller. Because
I was walking like 30, 35,000 steps. I got little legs, granted, but
yeah, I'm like, I'm like, if you think Dollywood's big and the kids have problems with Dollywood, you're not going to enjoy Disney at all.
I think my only complaint about Disney is that they need more like benches.
They had them
seating
pre-COVID.
area.
They did have more benches pre-COVID. But they just haven't brought them back out yet.
Yeah, because well, and then you would think they would keep them out there because that would have been more people being able to separate. Because now people are like sitting on edges of walls next to each other, and
oh yeah, you should see it during the parades. Like we're all crammed in there. But yeah, some people just don't realize how much walking it is. And they don't prepare. Like I always tell people, go on a walk. Even if you're especially if you're taking younger kids and you don't want to have to rely on a stroller the whole time, start with walking around your block once. Like everybody goes on a walk. Walk around your block once, then walk around your block twice. Walk around your block 4 times. Like start adding up how many times you were on the block. That way your kids are more prepared. And she messaged me a couple days later. She went, I think we're just going to go to the beach because it's going to be easier on the kids. And I went, I completely agree with that.
You are not wrong, my friend. Yeah, and for me, like I knew I was gonna walk a lot. I fully expected that. I just don't get how people walk because I tried to wear my chacos one day, and maybe it's just because my feet swell up so fast, but I like my feet hurt like walking just a couple steps in it. We had to go back to the hotel so I could put my tennis shoes back on. Like I was like, I can't do this. Um, but like I knew it was gonna be a lot of walking because I just knew it, and I like, I've gone to Vegas a lot, and like people think Vegas isn't that big. And I would walk 25, 30,000 steps a day at Vegas. So I was like, Disney is way bigger or about the same size if you're walking back and forth from top to bottom of the strip. So I was prepared to walk. But just like I think what made it worse was on Epcot Day, the rain, and then so you're just soaking wet because it was just a constant like misting of rain. Like a drizzle of rain. So then you have like a water weight on top of you, and then it's cold and it's just uncomfortable, and your shoes are wet. Like,
Yeah. It's definitely an adventure sometimes.
yeah. And my time clock was all funky. Like, it was just a struggle for me.
Yeah, Sam and I always like. I think we are one of those people, and I think it's much easier to do in December, January than it is in July. We don't mind just standing in line and waiting, and I know that sounds weird because I know a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, why are you waiting in line so much? We don't mind it. Sam is normally playing the Soarin' game on the Play Disney Parks app. I'm really sorry if anyone is trying to beat him on that game. You're just not going to. Like, I'm sorry. You just won't. From the moment that we enter Disney property, he is on that app playing that game. From the moment that we are home for like the week, sometimes 2 weeks that it'll still let him play, he is playing that game. So, like, you just aren't going to win. And I have Kindle Unlimited, and I typically download 3 or 4 books at a time because sometimes there's just like not good like 4G reception in the queues, and like inevitably I'm going to finish a book, and that way I just go to the next one and continue reading. And sometimes people go, oh, like, what do you like? Why? That's crazy. And especially with Genie Plus, we just don't see a reason to pay for it.
Yeah. See, for me, like, waiting is like whatever, but like I have really bad scoliosis, so like standing for a really long time.
The disability pass.
I know. I found that out when luckily Crystal had one because she has like a lot of things. But yeah, like even like sitting, like I have to sit and stand and move and stuff constantly because my scoliosis is so bad.
Yeah.
That when we did not use, because we had another thing like booked, like one time we did stand in line for Rock and Roller Coaster. And this is what you would see me do a lot because there's not a lot, you can't really sit. So I would do like this. And then I would be like this. And then I would be like this, just like moving my back around because it wasn't that my legs were tired because I was standing there. It was just my back was just in this constant pain. And I had to like be in different positions to feel okay.
This is also good advice that I give, especially if you've never been. You go to the park early, go back to the resort, take a break, and go back. Because you are not going to do everything in one trip. There's no possible way. I guarantee that, because Sam and I have been going every year almost for 8 years. 14, 15. We couldn't go in 16 because Sam had to use his PTO for doctor's appointments. So we started in 17 going for 2 weeks. 17, 18 we did Universal. 19 was Disney. 2020 we didn't go because of the pandemic. 21, 22 we went for a week at Disney, a week at Universal, and then we went in July. So we have been 7 times since 2014, with several of the trips being 2 weeks. And we still haven't done or seen everything there is to do. And you would think that you would. But even Paula says that she was there a year on Disney College program and didn't see everything.
Right. Well, and because they add stuff constantly, they change stuff constantly. There's always something like happening that you are like, well, I want to go do this and I want to go do that. I am sad I didn't ride Splash Mountain when we were there, because next time I go, it will be Tiana. But I was looking at like what people were posting for D23 and the Tiana stuff, and I was like, I feel like it's pretty much Splash Mountain with the Tiana overlay, though.
They're gonna completely redo it though.
But it looks very similar. It's like a water ride.
It's gonna be the same track, just like Maelstrom, which is where the Frozen ride is. It's the same track, the same boats. They still
Right, so I'm not missing the actual ride. I'm just missing the theme.
It's the theming is gonna change.
Yeah. Which I think I mean, Splash Mountain, I could still go to Disneyland and do Splash Mountain at Disneyland.
No, they're retheming Disneyland as well.
Oh, they are?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was just Disney World they were retheming.
Nope, they're both getting rethemed.
Oh, well, never mind then.
Nope, both getting rethemed.
Well, I don't know anything, so don't listen to me.
Yep, it's getting changed at both. They're both. I think Disneyland is supposed to open first too.
Oh, I just bit my lip. When is that happening?
They didn't give a set date for it
because the ride's gonna be shut down for a while, right?
It's gonna have to be
because they can't do all that overnight.
No, and it's gonna have big pomp and circumstance when it opens. So,
do you think it's gonna be like how Remy and all the other ones are? They're gonna be on a
yes
reserve thing, and you'll get a ticket group or whatever.
Yes, I think it will be like that.
It's always so interesting that like people know that that's a thing, and then they would try to go to like an earlier group, or they were trying to like. Because when we were there and our group number was called, they were like, this guy was trying to get in, and they're like, your group number hasn't been called yet. And he's like, well, how do I know? And they're like, look at your app, pull it up. They were nicer, obviously. But I was like, come on, people. Or there was like a line of people walking in, and people were trying to cut in front. And they were like, no, go to the end of the line. Like, yep. And I think one person was like, well, I'm like group 2. And they're like, that's okay. These are the groups we called. So anybody in those groups can come in. You don't have to be in order 1, 2, 3. Like, we're just saying 1 through 10 is called. So if that's your group number, come in. Do the people mover. I didn't get to do the people mover. I wanted to do that one. Relax your feet. That's smart. I really loved Rock and Roller Coaster. I think that was one of my favorite rides, honestly.
Culinary program request. Okay, sorry, Paula. Do the people mover. You get to get off your feet and relax, or find a place to relax in the parks. I agree. Sometimes the people mover, though, can have a pretty long line. We were there in July, and the people mover had like a 2-hour line, and we were like, wow, that's crazy. But then I think part of it is that, like, right before we went in December, or right after, is when it finally opened up for international guests to start coming back to the parks and stuff. So I think we're still getting some of like the delayed 2021, 2020 trips that are still kind of floating through. You know what I mean?
I think something that Disney should do too is the rides that have a long walk to them, I think there was only one ride that had it. They should have more of those walking escalators. Like walking, whatever they're called. Like, when it's like flat on the ground, but you walk and it helps you like move faster. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Because I think there was only one ride that had that. And I was like, all of the rides that like you have a long walk to get to where you're going, like they should have that because that's just so helpful. Or even like throughout Epcot, even like in certain spots, they could like have them set up. And if people wanted to, you know, use them or whatever, they could. Just like how like in airports are, people can use them or they can walk around them kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I get it's more of a maintenance, but Disney makes so much money that I just think like in places like Epcot, it would be very helpful because you're walking so many. Like Vegas even has them around Vegas. They have them like set up and stuff. Like in their hotels and everything.
Right.
Just a thought.
They, we
Disney's watching this right now.
yeah, exactly.
They're taking all Sammy's thoughts, the person that's been one time.
Right. But here's the thing. I think sometimes the best comments can come from someone who's only been once.
Yeah.
Because like I think as someone who's been there multiple times, like I know to the little alcoves and the little spots and whatnot. For you who's only been once, you don't know all those.
Right.
So and here's my thought. And this may be a very unpopular opinion. I don't know. Don't kill me for it though. I don't think Tom Sawyer Island is super popular. It's not open all the time. You have to kind of know it's there. I think that they could retheme Tom Sawyer Island and put a Tiana's Place restaurant there instead.
Oh, that would be cool. I don't even know what Tom Sawyer Island is, so.
It's you can see it from Big Thunder Mountain's splash area. It's got like a little raft and you have to ride a raft over to it. And if it's raining too hard, it floods, so you can't go. So it's not good use of space.
I did ride Big Thunder a few times. I liked Big Thunder. Okay. Also, this might be an unpopular opinion, but maybe it's because like I'm used to like Six Flag roller coaster rides where they're like super fast and crazy. A lot of the Disney rides aren't like there's parts where it's like whoa, kind of thing. But riding the rides at night compared to in the morning is so much more fun because it's hard for you to see like what's gonna happen. Like, when you're in the morning, you're like, oh, I can see there's a drop coming. Like I can kind of see, but what at night you're like, I can't even see the ground. Like this is crazy. So I think that riding rides at night is way more fun than in the daylight.
Agreed.
Especially like Big Thunder Mountain. Like when I first rode Big Thunder Mountain, it was super late at night and it was dark and I couldn't see anything and it was my first time, so it was so exciting. And then when we rode it in the morning, I was just like, yeah, this is fun. Like I'm laughing and having fun, but I wasn't like like Rock and Roller Coaster. I think that's why it's so fun. It's because it's so dark in there. You don't know what's coming. You don't know what's happening. And hold on, are you staying on for a little bit?
For a little bit longer. Yeah, what's going on?
Okay, my mom's calling, so I gotta answer her phone call really fast.
That's fine. But cute. So anyway, I could go on and on about things that could be rethemed and things that you don't touch. But I know as well as anybody that keep moving forward. Things are going to change, and hopefully they change and give us something better. But some things you just don't want to change because you love the nostalgia. I couldn't remember. For some reason, I thought you were in the Disney College program. But like Sammy said, I think she's like, I didn't get to eat everything I wanted to in Epcot. I don't think you are ever going to get to eat everything that you want to. And because like you can only eat so much. And like something that Sam and I noticed when we were there in July is it was just so hot. We didn't want to eat a whole lot, which is somewhat of a bummer because we were really looking forward to a lot of the foods from, Flower and Garden Festival, because it was the first time we had been there. Um, one of the things that we had contemplated doing was doing a summer trip to Disney, but one of the things that we've been talking about with Sam being out with COVID is that we do need to make sure that we have some backup days in case Sam has a bad MS day or something like that. So what we decided to do over next summer is that we are going to book some weekend trips to Branson, like leaving on a Friday. Sam's like, I think we were talking about maybe even being able to leave earlier on a Friday and driving to Branson and be there Friday and Saturday night, and having pretty much all day Saturday to do something, and a little bit on Sunday. Definitely going over like Memorial Day weekend, which would give us all day Saturday, all day Sunday, and come home on Monday. It's about a 6-hour drive, I think. Let me pull up Google Maps real quick. The way we go, I want to say it's about 6 hours. Directions from here to Branson. Yeah, it's about 5.5 hours, and we always stop in right on the line. We stop at a casino, and it's really funny because if you drive a little south, you're in Oklahoma. So or you're in Kansas or something. I don't remember exactly, but we stop at the Kansas Star. That's a nice gas station. We've vlogged it before, but it's about 6 hours to get there. So it's not horrible, but we do tend to try to leave around lunch, because if we leave around noon, it gets us home roughly between 6 and 6:30. If we're leaving on a Sunday, not a whole lot is open in the morning in Branson on a Sunday morning. So we just typically get up and have breakfast and go home. So on a time when we're there, like leaving on a Monday, we'll probably just relax and stuff in our room. And then have something planned for, the afternoon. The Seas with Nemo's queue is long. It takes like 4 minutes. Yeah, if you see like Finding Nemo is like a 5-minute, 10-minute wait time, it's pretty much a walkthrough, and it's literal. Like, I agree, it's like a 5-minute walk to get through the queue and to the line. But the nice thing is that when it's hot out, and you're waiting, that is air conditioned. I love that you see Haunted Mansion from there, Big Thunder from there. Yeah, it's definitely a different view of some of your rides. Kind of like when they used to do a spontaneous character event at Hollywood Studios pre-COVID. We caught one that was in like a back-gated area by Hollywood Studios, and I think that's now where the Lightning McQueen show is. And you definitely get to see a different view of the Tower of Terror from there.
From where?
It's kind of, I think now it's where the Lightning McQueen Racers show is, that they used to have a spontaneous character meet back there, and they would open the gate for X amount of people and then close it off, and there was X amount of time that they were there. Kind of like a character training.
So you kind of just had to be there at the right time.
Yeah. And you would definitely get a different view of the Tower of Terror than you would from the front. It's like kind of a side backish angle. I agree, Paula. The train's been closed for several years, and Sam is ready for it to come back. I'm not quite sure if I'll be able to get him off of the train when it comes back.
Is it just a mode of transportation, or is it a ride?
Depends on how you look at it. It does have a spiel that you can listen to, and there's like different like sets like that you drive through on the train. It's really neat. You could probably find a POV of it online on YouTube. The Walt Disney World Railroad.
I'll have to look. Josh's coworker's an idiot.
Oh, wow.
So she's pregnant, okay?
Okay.
Also trying to get disability for diabetes. Gestational diabetes. Got denied. Got pissed off that she got denied. Has like no PTO. And instead of waiting until like it's closer to when she's about to have the baby, she's leaving 3 weeks before she's due.
That's pretty typical.
3 weeks before you're due?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone I've ever worked with has worked up until like a few days before their due date.
Is this her first baby?
Yeah, but the other people, there was their first babies too.
She may be having contractions already, and the baby may come early. Or the doctors may have told her, hey, you're going to have to be on.
She's been planning this since she found out she was pregnant.
Okay. If she's planned for it, then she's planned for it.
But she hasn't planned for it. She's been planning to leave, and then now she's trying to get people to donate her PTO time because she doesn't have enough PTO time to leave before it's closer to the due date. That's why I said she's an idiot.
I'm like, well, I know a lot of people will take. I know. Yes, baby girl. Do you need some attention? Yeah. Okay. One of the girls in town, like her daughter wasn't due for another month, and all of a sudden she was like, I think my water just broke. And her husband's like, we're not having this one on the side of the road either, because her third boy was actually born in the car, like 2 miles from the hospital, and he had to deliver the baby.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
And yeah, like, no, she's just two semi-truck drivers had to help him, and
yeah, she's just lazy. Like ever since she found out she was pregnant, she's like, I can't walk to the front, and I can't go walk to answer the phone. And then like she got gestational diabetes, but then she still drinks coffee. She still drinks energy drinks. She still eats candies. Like, so and her husband doesn't work at all. She's just hasn't paid her mortgage in like 9 months, but paid $5,000 to upgrade their truck.
Sounds like priorities need to get checked.
Yeah, that's why I said she's an idiot. I found out I don't love pumpkin as much anymore. I never liked pumpkin.
I'm assuming that she's got another Cooking with Magic video coming out. It's for Epcot's 40th and something to do with fall. And I'm assuming it has pumpkin in it.
Yeah, I never liked pumpkin. I only like pumpkin seeds.
One of the things I will admit, I haven't done as much cooking lately. I haven't crafted a lot lately. It's been a little bit. But I'm feeling very summer is not good for me. People talk about seasonal depression and it being like fall and winter, and I'm going, no, seasonal depression for me would be summer. What, babies? What? Okay, so I'll lean right like this and pet you. Are you done? No. Okay. But it's just so hot. I feel like he can't do anything. What?
Oh, Adam.
Yes. What is it that you think you need? Absolutely, you have to watch her. What is it that you think you need? Let's say hello to Aunt Sammy.
Hi, baby. Give me 1 second. I gotta answer this phone call.
Hey, Aunt Sammy. She says, "Oh, mommy has a little heater going, and I can feel it right here." Yeah. So I actually have some canned pumpkin in the kitchen, and I bought it for a specific reason. I want to try to make my own pumpkin cold brew, and oh, it calls for heavy whipping cream, but I don't know if they make a fat-free heavy whipping cream. I mean, that would be like really oxymoron, wouldn't it? A fat-free heavy whipping cream. So I know that Coffee Mate, I think, makes a sugar-free sweet Italian sweet cream in their creamers. So I'm wondering if I could take that, like the recipe, along with the sugar-free sweet cream and make my own pumpkin sweet cream. In theory, it should work, but you never know. I think she was cold.
Peaches?
Because she's
You
now
can, like, it's 12 degrees outside. Let me go outside. But you have to leave the door open. Because you know what she does? When it's like really cold and I'm like, Evie, I'm not leaving the door open, she'll go outside and then I'll close the door and then she'll look at me and then she'll come back inside, like want back inside. So then I open the door and she comes back inside. So then I close it and then she's like, no, I want outside. So she's like, you have to leave this door open. I'm like, you're such a pain in the butt. Like,
Peaches can feel the heater from my lap, and so I think she was like, I want to lay on your lap and I want to be in front of the heater. And she's just like, you're content and purring. So I'm like, be content. We've probably got about another half an hour. It'll be 10:45 at that point, and I'll have been live for about 3.5 hours, or a little over 3.5 hours at that point.
has it already been that long?
Yeah.
Oh crap, it has, because I started at 6.
Yeah. Because Christy and I started at 7, and you didn't come on right away.
I came on like 5 minutes after. It wasn't much after. Because I was getting everything on my work side. Did I even clock in today? I think I did.
But it happens.
I just like this is my 3rd week with my new like schedule, and you would think I'd be used to it by now.
I have a whole different schedule this year, and we are 26, 27 days into the new school year, and I'm still not 100%. Thank you for distracting me from the hurricane. Well, that's okay. This is distracting me from housework, so it all works. I'm a little scared, which is understandable, but we have food and water. I'll make sure my phone and tablet are charged before it hits. And that's pretty much all you can do, I think. Make sure that you're safe, and make sure that you have plenty of supplies. Mama needs a foot without you moving. Mama just needed to move her foot.
If people like on the like who's running this utilities email?
I thought you said, who's running this YouTube stream? And I bet that would be me. That would be me. I am trying to decide some ideas for some content filler in October and November, because I've got almost a full month of no content.
Lots of spooky Spooky.
That's already done. That's like, I've got that. It's like November. I have nothing for November. Are you all done? Are you all done being on my lap? They can see you. Yeah. You say hello. I love pumpkin spice. Sam got so excited when he found pumpkin spice creamer at the store. All right, 50-50 shot. Am I getting mail today?
Yes.
Yes. No mail. No bills.
Sometimes it's good mail.
Okay, bye, baby. She's like, all right, I'm done. So Sam and I are trying to decide like to what extent we're gonna decorate. Sam has made the decision that he will not be decorating the outside like he did last year. It took a lot out of him, and his MS is a little worse this year. So he will not be doing the same amount of decorating outdoors as he did last year. So I know he's gonna do something, but not like he did. Sam will literally be home for lunch in like 45 minutes. I love cold brew. Starbucks has a vanilla cream cold brew. I will have to try to make that. Princess Paula, if you are on TikTok, just search for like Starbucks recipes, and there's tons of them on I know this is going to press.
Oh, guess what I might get? I mean, you have Samsung too, don't you?
Huh?
You have a Samsung, right?
Yeah.
I might be switching to iPhone.
I've actually thought about it.
I might be switching very soon.
Oh.
My payment on this phone, I only owe like 160 left on it, so I can pay it off at any time. But I technically have 5 more months of payment.
Mm-hmm.
But I am thinking that I might pay it off sooner than that.
Okay.
And then just upgrade. But I don't know if I should do the 14 since it's the new one. Because I can get the 14 for like $27 a month, which is cheaper than what I'm paying right now for this phone.
Mm-hmm.
Or I can do the 13 and get it for like 25.
It makes more sense to pay the $2 more for the new one.
Yeah, that's true. And then I'm like ahead on time.
So that you would just have to learn a new is that with trading your phone in, or do you get to keep your current phone?
That is if I keep my current phone.
Okay. What do you edit on your phone?
No, but I have a lot of pictures. When I got this phone, I kept my last phone too. But I'm like, I don't really need to keep them. I could like sell them and get.
Well, sometimes they'll let you trade it. If your phone's in decent shape, they'll let you trade it in for credit towards your next phone. But
Well, that's what they said, that I could trade it in and get a credit on it.
Like the only thing that I'm worried about with switching to an Apple is using iMovie. I'm not really good at it. And because I do all of my editing on my phone, I know how to use Video Maker. I've used it for 3 years now. And I mean, I could practice with my tablet because I have iMovie on there.
iMovie is actually really easy. I could even kind of walk through the basics with you on it because I took like a little class and I learned just like the basics on
because I do pretty simple editing. It's pretty much the transitions and adding music. I don't do a ton of like, I don't over edit anything.
Oh,
So,
and see, that stuff is super easy on iMovie because that's all I do too is like adding your transitions. Like, and I've learned like different ways to add in, like, if you wanted to talk and be like, oh, this, like, you could show like the picture on it, like doing a
right,
picture in
the
picture and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't know if the other one has that too, but it's pretty, it's honestly dummy proof for somebody that was the first editing system I ever used. I only took an extra class because I wasn't sure if there were like, for me, I was trying to learn the computer codes because I was doing it on my computer. So I was trying to learn what codes I did to get shortcuts, and that's the only reason I took the extra class.
Gotcha. But no, so I've thought about it because we'll be due for upgrades next June, and Sam's like, I think typically Sam will upgrade, but I've got the Samsung S21 Plus and he's got the 21.
Yeah, that's what I have. I just have the 21.
And Sam's like, if you upgrade, we might just, use my phone as the upgrade and switch my number and give Sam mine, so he would upgrade. So, but it's kind of like, do I want? This is still a really good phone. You know what I mean? It's got a fantastic camera in it. And so we're both like, I don't know. That'd be a whole new phone, because I'd have to go from a fit, and I'd have to get an Apple Watch and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, I just don't know. That's a lot of money to invest into it. But when we still both have, like, knock on wood, it's still in really, really good shape, and Sans is in really good shape. So.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is, like, I'm like, I told my mom, but the battery, I think I kind of shot it because I was using my computer charger for it, and that was just like way too much energy to charge a phone.
Yeah.
But it's like, I like it. The phone is really nice. So, and like I said, I still have my old Samsung phone too.
Right.
And it was kind of cool because I charged it and I turned it on and I was able to like see old memories that I forgot that I had.
Well, the one thing that I've contemplated is buying a cheap, like, having another phone that is my vlogging phone.
Which, if you keep your old phone, that could then be for vlogging.
Well, and that's what I was going to say to you, is that if you aren't planning to turn yours in, is you would be able to have your phone for vlogging and have your other phone for your regular stuff.
Yeah. I need to like look, because I was even thinking about just taking my old phone to like one of those like buy back old electronic places. And doing that, but I'm like, I don't know. Like, I have like these attachment issues with it.
Well, as long as you dump all of your photos onto your computer.
Yeah. Which is Google, so they're all on there.
Well, just make sure that they're actually connected. Make sure they've synced lately.
They do, because I will go in and delete, and then I'll have a photo show up on my Google Photos, and I'm like, ugh! So then I'll have to go and delete it, because I'm like, I deleted it from here, because obviously it was like a screenshot I took for something really fast, not something that I need to keep forever.
Yeah. Really? I saw Mickey. Yeah, Walmart's starting to get some of their Christmas stuff out. I love the Halloween decorations this year. I want to do a Jack camera this year. We'll probably film that. I have my idea for Halloween for Cooking with Magic. Awesome. I'm just thinking about November. Christmas will be Mickey and Minnie Gingerbread Man. Oh, fun. November, could you do like Walt's chili recipe? November, is cooler. You could do maybe you could find a cornbread recipe from like Wilderness Lodge or Trails End or something. I know what I'm doing for Halloween this year for Cooking with Magic. I don't know if I want to go live for that or not. We will see. I would assume like I know that some people do live streams cooking, but it has to be really hard to like focus on the chat. Like to me, you'd have to have a second person with you, because if you need to like focus on this, you need somebody like focus on chat too. I like that TikTok has like when you favorite something, you can put it in like little folders, or they call them collections. And I have videos that I want to make that way. Somebody posted a video and they're like, oh, it's such a well-rounded student. It was of a football player playing in the pep band. And I'm sitting here going, that's fairly normal for the football player to play halftime pep band. Or at least it is around here, because it's part of your grade. Pep band is part of grade, your band grade. If you're in band, you're automatically in pep band, whether you're in sports or not. You want to know how many? The only time you're exempt is if you are up for homecoming. But one year, one of the homecoming candidates actually, in her homecoming dress and sash, was playing her saxophone. So, I have the iPhone 13 mini. I love it. I wanted the 14 Pro Max. I use my phone for everything. Filming, editing, thumbnails, iMovie is easy to use. I use my phone for filming and editing, and I just upload it to YouTube Creator Studio, and then I will go in and do like add the thumbnail, add the hashtags. I make sure that when I upload it, it's in the proper playlist though. And then, that way. But I've tried and sometimes I'll do thumbnails on there if I have it downloaded. But typically I just make sure and download my thumbnails on my computer. It's just easier. I'm still trying to decide if I want to take my computer with me on vacation or not.
I mean, do you edit on it at all or no?
The only thing I do on this end is put the thumbnails in and put in like the hashtags and that kind of thing. Oh, and I have to give a shout out to Delta. So yesterday, Sam and I were talking about our trip. And he's like, what time do we land? I asked Sam, what time do we land in Orlando? And he's like, I don't know. You're the one with your phone on you. Why don't you look? So I opened the app and it said there have been changes made to your flight. You need to accept them. So I'm like, okay, I'll do that on the computer because it's easier to look at. And 90% of it was fine. I'm kind of used to this. We were supposed to depart at 6. Now we're leaving at 5:45. It'll probably jump down to 5:30, back up to 5:45, be back up at 6. It did this when we left last Christmas too. It said we were going to depart at 6, and they're actually like, hey, we're actually going to leave at 5:45, so we're going to start boarding in like 10 minutes. So like, I'm not too worried about that. But it was our flight from Atlanta to Orlando that was the problem. Like the time wasn't bad. There's like a 2-hour layover or something, I think, an hour and 21 minutes. But I was up in row 16 on the aisle, and Sam was 2 rows back in the middle, and it was a full flight.
Oh gosh.
So I called Delta and waited on hold, And I explained to the wonderful lady at Delta, I'm like, hey, I know it's a full flight, but I see that some seats are X'd out. I know those are typically like on hold, like if you need to move a pilot somewhere. However, my husband and I have been separated. We were sitting together. You changed us on flight times. My husband has MS, and sometimes he needs to help getting up to go to the bathroom. And is there any way that, maybe he could move up to the middle seat in 16? Like just switch those two people around. Like, is there anything you can do to help us out?
Yeah.
And I was just really calm. And like, Sam and I had already talked and was like, if there's nothing that they can do at that point, like before we go, we were going to talk to the people at the gate and to the stewardess when we got on the plane. We already had a plan. She's like, what row are you in? I'm like, well, I'm in 16 C. No, D.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in 16D. And she's like, okay, well, we do have 16C. It's an aisle seat right across from you. Would that be okay? And I'm like, yeah, that would be fine. I saw it was X'd out. She's like, well, we've got that on hold in case we need to move a pilot, but that's okay. This is a medical situation, and she put something in the notes on our thing that they can't separate us. If they need to separate us, they have to put us like in aisle seats across, like right across from each other, so that I can because sometimes Sam is really stiff getting up, and especially a plane, whether you feel it or not, is vibrating,
right?
And so that is a lot, and like having to be able to move and not get too stiff is really important.
Definitely.
So she's like, I've got to put you on a hold. There's going to be no hold music. I'm really sorry. But I promise to check in with you periodically so you know I'm still here. Yes, whilst chilling cornbread. I hope you like that idea, Princess Bella. And so she got it moved and she got our stuff set and she's got a note in there. And so this is why we fly Delta, because Delta customer service was so helpful. They could have said, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do. And we were prepared to accept that. Like, we understand, things happen. And we were like I said, we had already prepared to talk to them when we got to Atlanta and found our other gate, and to say, hey, look, this is a situation. Is there, can I switch with the person in aisle 18? Can the person in the middle seat in 16 switch with my husband? Like, what can we do? And so we were already kind of prepared for them to say there was nothing they could do. But thank you so much to the team at Delta. 100%. You are amazing. And we this is one less thing that I have to worry about, stress about, leading up to the trip. Because you know me, Sammy, I would have fixated on that prior to. I'll have Ryan monitor chat. Okay, good. Or the sweet potato pancakes from the Wave. Now that it's Steakhouse 71 and not the Wave, do they still have the sweet potato pancakes, or would that be like a retro or throwback recipe, which would still be like a cool name to put on it if you decide to do it. So. I can totally make cornbread waffles because I have a waffle maker. Oh, that would be fun too. I know that, like I said, I've got to come up with some November ideas myself. So definitely, probably one video will be Sam decorating for fall. I know he's going to maybe do a little bit for Halloween. I don't know how much, since, like I said, he's been sick for a full week and trying to work, get things caught up at work. So you will know, because we will have videos going up late October of what ends up going up. So once Sammy is off of her call, we will probably go ahead and wrap it up. It has been 3 hours and 35 minutes, and I'm still in my pajamas. And I literally have to get ready to leave I will be leaving for Marion in about an hour. My dad will be leaving to come pick me up in about an hour. So I have to get myself together here in a little bit. So, but I hope that you guys have enjoyed Coffee Corner this morning. I'm so glad to kind of be back into the swing of doing this type of thing. Hopefully we can start doing them again. And during the school year, coffee corners will typically only happen on our days off of school. I know that I have 2 scheduled for October. October 17th and October 28th. So there will be coffee corner those 2 mornings, and Sam and I will probably potentially do a coffee corner maybe once we get our dining reservations done on the 23rd. So definitely be watching for that, whether we do it together, like sitting side by side here, or whether he jumps on his computer in the other room. I'm not quite sure, because that idea literally just popped into my head, and I'll have to run it by him. So Sammy, if you can hear me, can you hold up fingers about how many more minutes you might be on your phone call? I want her to be able to say goodbye too. So that is coming up. And for the month of November, I am not sure if I will do a coffee corner on the 23rd or not. I know Sam and I are both off that day, and it is for Thanksgiving break. So we will do a coffee corner potentially that morning. I need to figure out a couple things. I know when our 60 days is, but sadly enough, I don't know when our our 30 days is, which I know is a little crazy. I need to look. Well, let's see. So if this is 60, 59, 58, 57, 56, 55, 54, 53, 52, 51, 50, 49, 59, 49. 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Our 30 days is the 21st of November. So we will probably do something, maybe do a fun, 28-day countdown, 30-day countdown, whatever, on that Wednesday morning before we head over to my parents. I like to be creative with things. Cooking with Magic in August. We made banana bread waffles with bananas Foster sauce. That was delicious. It was an onnut and crumbled buttercup. That's so cool. I need to go back and catch some of your Cooking with Magic videos. I know that you've commented on several of the ears from several years back. So I'm glad that, I don't know if they're showing up like in algorithms or if you're just randomly finding videos, but thank you so much for that. Sammy, I'm going to go ahead and remove her. And guys, thank you so much for coming to hang out with us this morning. 3 hours, 40 minutes. I'm pretty sure that's a record for a stream that's not a crafting stream. My voice is about done because I've just talked so much this morning. So thank you so much for coming to hang out with us. We will see you in the next live stream.